please retweet. I just did a new tweet right now with the new information.
I got you.
On it right now.
Excuse me, Catherine. Just so I could let the cement dry where it is. Do you prefer Catherine, Mysterious Cat, Mystery Cat, Winkbot 9000? What do you prefer?
I go by Catherine. It seems very anticlimactic, but...
And we are joined right now on the Levstream. Once again, there was something that happened before. Those who are in the know exactly what happened, but this is a brand new stream that we are doing right now because we had audio problems before. Music works now. That's what Sultan said earlier. The music should still work now. Let me know if the music works, and let me know if you can hear the good people speaking. I'm gonna shut up right now. So Monoxus go for it and say whatever you want to say.
Testing.
Do only good people get to speak? Because I might be out.
Well, Sultan says it works, so you are definitely in, Catherine, even though, as you say, you may not be the best person in the world, but I appreciate you coming in here. You're the best person in my world, let's put it that way. Doesn't matter what all the haters say. F the haters, F those cats. And thank you so much, Sultan, for joining us. I appreciate it. And you're from... Sultan, are you from Arabia? I forget, because I think you may be like an actual...
Sultan of Arabia? Like an actual sultan? Are we
like
in the presence of
sultan.
royalty?
I think we are. And Corn Cob says everything sounds good. Thank you so much, Corn
Well,
Cob.
you've got royalty, and then you've got a bastard like me.
Welcome,
Hey,
Charles Khan.
Charlie Khan.
Thank you so much for coming in.
How we doing, gang?
Well, I'm gonna gamble now, because I said that I'm gonna
Pokemon
throw away my
gambling.
money, so I just
Excellent.
gotta remember which one of these... Okay, that's not, I think it's the one right next door, right?
I met
And,
the Prince of Nigeria once. Very off topic, but I did.
I know a Nigerian prince, my man Poslaw.
Yeah.
We gotta get
He's
Poslaw in
Nigerian
here.
royalty.
He bought us drinks, and then he said, but when they tried to sell him a more expensive bottle, he said, "Oh, my dad, the king of Nigeria, will kill me."
It's the 4th worst Coming to America remake ever.
Yeah, my dad, the king of Nigeria, he won't kill us, but he won't appreciate what we're up to.
All your dads kings of Nigeria? This is bullshit.
Now let it be known that we are joined today by Hillbilly Royalty, Mr. Charlie Khan himself. Not only is he a luchador mask enthusiast, but he's a damn fine D&D dungeon master, and probably owns the greatest boxed set DVD collection this side of the Mississippi you've never seen.
I'm looking to learn how to play D&D so I can have friends.
It's very simple. All you got to do is play pretend and roll the dice.
That's basically it.
The
Do
hardest
you
part
get
is
to
reading
lie and cheat?
Of course.
So,
That's my favorite game.
so there's not really a buy-in now. Like, it's not like there is and there isn't. If you want to buy like all the extra books and stuff, like you could do that. But the way their dice roller app works now, it's all like free. Like you just sign up and go.
Wow.
And so it has
you
all
can
the
play online, huh? Or
yeah.
no?
That's what we do. We play every Friday on my Twitch.
And to even out Lev being super humble, Charlie has all the rights in the world to brag about being a dungeon master for a bunch of Aussies halfway around the world.
Yeah, I do that too. About every 2 weeks, I play with a bunch of people. You would know some of the people from Twitter, like Bag Cripple. She's one of the gals that plays with us. Like, it's a lot of fun playing with them. The only thing I don't like about playing with them is that I gotta wake up like 3 in the morning.
Oh.
Because 3 in the morning for us is 7 o'clock at night for them. So it's a little dicey. Like trying to get the time straight for
Dicey. I like that reference already.
Yes. Oh yes, I'm quite the cunning linguist, aren't I? I didn't even realize it says dicey.
So I'm probably making a mistake by gambling here, because I'm not doing a really good job at it. I thought that this was going to be the better slot. Maybe I can get the fish. Do you guys think I can get the fish? Let's see. Fish, fish, fish. Say it with me. Fish, 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 fish.
Fish. Come on,
You
ladies.
did it!
Fish,
Fuck
fish,
yeah!
fish.
Look at it! Look at it! We did it!
Oh, I'm not
We
even...
summoned the fish.
Wait,
I'm pretty
how
sure
do
these
I...
machines are all rigged.
How are you guys seeing the game?
You have to look at me. You have to look at my avatar, and you're
But
gonna see the game then.
But your avatar is just as bland, and there's like a...
Oh, right, let me fix that. Sorry about that, Cat. There we go. Although now you're seeing like a giant Nick
Yeah, there's
Land,
Lev.
right?
I see that
Yeah.
handsome face.
Wait, but why are you seeing Nick Land there? Oh, I think it's because I put that as an image in Zoom. So let me change that. So 1 second, video settings here. And by the way, all the guys who are watching this, subscribe and also send me money so I can keep playing this.
Invest in
You
Lev,
should invest
Yes.
in Lev.
Exactly.
I love how this is like, send me money so I can play games. This is what our world has come to.
That's the
Well, it's not just playing games. It's providing entertainment. It's a hangout. It's not just, and even ones that I'm not on, I find myself watching, like tuning in, going, "Oh, what are the boys up to?"
So how many people are watching this now?
Okay, now we have, let's see how many people. I don't even want to say how many people are watching this right now. That's how many people are watching. I don't want you to feel bad for not having such a big online audience. That's what it is, really.
So it's only a couple of thousand. I understand.
Yeah. No, what are you gonna do? That's life. Not everybody can.
If you have to be controversial, right? Like
Yes. Well, by the way, did everybody retweet this? I want to get an extra 1,000 people watching this. So, Mass Bastard, did you retweet the latest one? Because we had a glitch. This is a new video.
Uh-oh, there's a new...
Yeah. Check on Twitter. This is a new one. The old ones are gone. It didn't work. There was a glitch.
All right. I'll peel that down. Let's see.
So this is on Twitch. This is my first Twitch debut, I guess.
Yes, and I feel bad that the first Pokemon debut is me gambling. Like, this is not really the entertainment that you came here to watch. You came here to watch Pokemon battles.
I don't know,
But I just want to try...
Pokemon, to do the gambling thing, you get...
what's the end goal for the gambling? What are you trying to buy with them coins?
You get a Pokemon.
I know what you get. I want to know which one you want to get.
Do you get
Porygon. I want to get Porygon.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Another one. Okay, here. I'm feeling lucky now.
You're playing the game that is favored by old people everywhere in casinos around the world.
It does seem that way.
Look at that. And then again, look at this. This is amazing.
This is the only
Keep
game
coming
I
up
think at the
Lev.
casino you can actually win too. So I think that's probably why.
I don't think Pokemon has a poker table though.
Oh, I'd love to play. Oh, that would be fun. Like playing as different Pokemon characters in a poker game and cheating. That's my idea of fun.
Oh, look at that. Wow, it looks like this is a very lucky table that I picked. Look at that.
Yeah.
Which version of
Wow,
Pokemon is
look
this?
at that. This is...
We're bringing you the luck, Lev.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, actually, I looked up a tutorial online, and it said, like, the lowest right corner is, like, the best one.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
So there we go. That's why I'm getting all these coins. So I'm actually going to get, like, whatever I want now. This is great. Okay, let's see. Wow.
So you a big
look at
Pokemon
that.
fan, Catherine?
Do I what?
You a big fan of the Pokemon?
Yeah, the Pokemon for sure.
The Pokemon, you see.
I think he's a little bit shady, but
Man, every time now I hear of Bill Cosby, I mean, I don't know, Catherine, did you grow up with the Cos? Was he
yeah.
Did you like his stuff?
I did. You know what? I actually listened to his routine one time, like on an airport, just like a recording of one of his albums, and I was like, this guy's really funny. But I mean, you can be funny and evil too, so you know.
I've got a bunch of them on vinyl. I don't know what to do with them now. It feels like a weird investment I've got of these Bill Cosby records. Like, I don't know.
It's hard because, like, on the one hand, like, you know, it's still funny.
Yeah, he's I mean, the guy's a legend. The guy is as successful as a comedian can get, as creative as a comedian can get.
But when you do something that bad, it does
over
make
that
it
long a
hard
period
to-
of time, that's the thing. It's not just that he did bad things.
Yeah.
Had he done bad stuff, that would have
fella.
killed the legacy. But this has absolutely salted the earth because it's over the period of years, and as recent as I think it was it 2004 was the volleyball player.
Wow.
That was the one that they got him on. Like, she went up to the hotel room wanting to get advice from Cosby, and it's the sort of thing I think of famous boxer Mike Tyson. He got in trouble with he had a beauty pageant beauty queen come up to his room late at night, And I often wonder, like, did nobody tell those girls, don't go up to somebody's room late at night? I don't care if it's Bill Cosby or the heavyweight champion of the world. Do not go to his room
I
alone
think people
late
are
at night.
flattered by the attention sometimes.
Maybe.
Or they lie to themselves. Or maybe they're into it, but then not into whatever happens in the room, right? Or change their mind or whatnot. But like with somebody like Bill Cosby, though, I mean, it's there's no even like debate, you know.
But back in the day, was there maybe, and again, I'm not a time traveler, so I don't know, but was there maybe some understanding among women who attended parties that, yes, like, this is what happens, this guy's going to get us unconscious, and, like, people knew about, like, that was just, like, the thing that
I
people did.
I highly doubt
Well,
that.
if you listen to his comedy records, one of his records, he has a whole routine about something called Spanish Fly. You slip the Spanish Fly into a girl's drink, and then she'll go with you.
Isn't there also a really a really creepy episode of his show where he talks about putting stuff in the barbecue sauce?
Yes,
and
a
it makes
Spanish
people-
fly.
Well,
That's what, like,
definitely
Spanish Fly, yeah.
That's
Okay, so
alarming, but A, I think most people haven't heard that. B, even if you heard that out of context, like, I don't think people would automatically jump to, this is what Bill Cosby's gonna do, you know?
They had a fella today got busted. He's some kind of YouTuber with 2 million subs. I never heard of the gentleman before, but
is
one of
he a
these,
gentleman?
yeah, one of these, well, you know, the fella, the guy. They, I've lost my train of thought now. It was a 2 million sub guy. Like, I never heard of him. They, some kind of Instagram, like, pedophile busters. They had baited the guy and busted him, and he's on camera. You know, they asked him, like, well, you know, it was a 13-year-old girl. Oh, correct, yeah. And you sent her these messages? Oh, yeah, correct, I did. And it's just like, oh my God, why? What kind of monster?
The weird thing about what Cosby did, though, is how it had been alluded to for years on like TV shows and other people's stand-up bits.
Yeah,
it had been alluded to, but
Yeah.
it wasn't until
I'd heard
Hannibal
rumors.
Buress.
Just like Louis C.K. I'd heard rumors about what he was up to.
Right.
Somebody told me that he did some wacky stuff that just didn't sound and wacky again. You know, Mr. Cunning Linguist. He did some wacky stuff, and you know, probably shouldn't have done that.
Although
Probably not.
Although the creepy part is how Bill Cosby's empire came tumbling down just because Hannibal Buress spent 2 minutes airing out his grievances about, you know, what he had against Hannibal Buress.
Oh, you're playing on
Yeah.
the red version. That's a 9999.
But
It wasn't even so much that he was airing out a grievance against Bill. It was against the media and the way that people would just drop stuff.
Yeah.
You know how we all found out about Bill Cosby, and then we all just like, nah, we don't care no more.
It's the
Get
time.
out of the way, old
That's
man.
my Bill. That's my Hannibal Buress impression. Hey guys,
Look at this!
me.
Look at this stupid guy. He's just like, okay, there we go.
It's about the timing, right? Like, if that happened, I don't know, 4 years ago, it would have continued to be ignored, but the timing was just right for him to kind of go down with this. But yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, I didn't hear these kinds of rumors, but now people point to a bunch of people saying things. So clearly some people knew, and I wonder how they heard about it, right? And also, you don't know, like, if something is just, people also say horrible things about people sometimes that are not
that's true. Like, there's a lot of guys that does YouTube stuff that people, for whatever reason, have heat with and just don't like, and so they just talk endless trash about them.
Yeah. So it's hard to know what to believe, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, unless you've witnessed it yourself, you know,
Yeah.
it's
Although, Catherine, that's an excellent point in how, kind of like riding the wave of the Me Too movement, it was like
Yeah.
right place, right time for Hannibal
I mean,
to say.
You know, the
talk
Me
about
Too
that.
thing was because, like, that was before Hannibal did his bit before that. I
yes,
think
it
he
must
was
have really
right time-
bothered him. He must
He
have
was
had
right
some.
time, right place with YouTube and Twitter and things being able to be shared around like Facebook. Like, that was the right time, right place for that. And the fact that
Yeah.
it was this tight 2 minutes that you put together.
Hello, I want to do a shout out to Mr. Action. Mr. Action, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you, Pylos, for coming in. Yeah, I should probably grab a Drintini. I think that may be wise. But it's so long, you know, just to stand here and gamble. Maybe instead of that, I can get like Dragon Rage or Substitute or Hyper Beam. I don't know. Honestly, I want to just go on adventuring. I'm not gonna waste your precious time just gambling all the time. No. I mean, that Porygon looks mighty enticing, but it's gonna take... I mean,
what do we got left? We gotta go fight Team Rocket, right?
yeah, I mean, look, maybe I can... Okay, I don't know if this is cheating or not, but what if I do this? What if I just, like...
What?
Oh,
Hold on.
if you speed it up, you can get through this a lot faster.
Or you
yeah,
can just
but
use
it's...
cheats. Like, why not just use cheats? Who cares?
Yeah, but then okay, but then I have to use cheat. If I use cheats, I could just catch all the Pokemon at once, you know?
Exactly.
So, no, but then
Why
there's
not?
no
Let's
point.
catch them all.
Yeah.
This is a philosophical quandary, because it's
Yeah.
like, what if all of us had godlike powers and we were
Life
able
would be
to
a
do
lot
anything?
easier for Charlie.
Yeah, exactly, but it's like we wouldn't really accomplish or learn anything in life. So I think it is all about the challenge at the end of the day, which is why I'm not going to stoop to the low level of actually cheating.
Well, a road with no obstacles leads nowhere, so Lev confirmed to be neutral good.
And by the way, shout out to Julia, Altabep, how are you, my friends? Great to see you over here with the Hamtaro avatar. The Hamtaro emoji. So let us know what Pokemon you want me to catch, but right now, I'm probably going to go into the Rocket Game Corner and fight Team Rocket. That's probably going to be the next thing I do.
I could make
yeah.
a good argument for why cheats are great in video games.
All
It's
right,
the
go for
idea
it.
that you've already played through a game, that you've already experienced it, you've seen it all. You know, at that point, let's have fun. Let's explore. Let's see what it would happen if you had a team of all Charmanders. Could you finish a game with all Charmanders?
To build on Charlie Khan's point, I'd like to address the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the ladies and jerks at home, that let's say you beat Doom 2, all right? It is well within your God-given right to put on God mode and no clip mode, run into a room, run out, and watch the creatures you've learned to try to murder and run away from successfully duke it out amongst themselves.
I think Doom, the cheats on Doom, might be some of the best cheats ever in a video game. Being able to fly around the game with no clipping on is such a learning experience as to how the levels were put together, how the world works. Being able to just explore with the God mode on, where nothing can hurt you, and you're just walking around looking at things.
Yeah,
you observe the patterns of how the creatures behave. Like, oh, what is it? Like if they hit one another, was it Doom or Doom 2? Maybe it was both of them. Where if the creatures hit one another,
they
different
start
guys,
fighting. Yep,
they would start fighting. That's
Yeah.
always fun to see.
and that was the best thing in the world with God mode and no clip. Like watch 20 Barons of Hell take on a Cyber Demon. And let it be known that God mode and no clip on Doom, or Doom 2, is it's as transcendental as you could get without ingesting substances to alter your consciousness.
Oh, by the way, there is one thing that I wanted to put on the screen, which I did not, which is very stupid of me not to have put this on the screen, so I'm going to put it on the screen right now for everybody. Let me just switch to Love Draws for a second here and just grab this Streamlabs. By the way, you can see the thing that I was drawing earlier here. But what I want to grab is this streamlabs.com/LevPolyakov icon. And the reason for grabbing that is because this stream, I have fun talking with you guys and playing Pokemon, but like out of all the things that I do, this is the one thing that's like, it's not BTR, it's like kind of its own thing, and it's not me drawing either. So this is the kind of thing that I have a lot of fun doing, but the only way that I'm going to be able to keep doing it is if there is some financial support. And I feel like so weird to even say this, but it's like, basically pay me money so that I could keep streaming Pokemon.
Invest in Lev. That's the whole
hashtag
point.
invest in Lev, exactly.
Lev,
Yeah,
you need
that's
to
the
get a
meme.
BitCloud account, I think.
I mean, wait, I have a crypto thing for BTR that nobody seems to use for some reason. I don't know, I guess...
Have you heard what's
Yeah.
going on with Mines?
What is going on? Well,
So
I have a
Mines has actually gone up in value. They have their crypto coin. I forget what they called the Mine thing.
the Mines token.
Mines token, yeah. The Mines token has increased like 200% in value. So instead of being worth $1, they're now worth $3. Sounds like nothing, but if you've been accruing those tokens over a long period of time, you know, that's a substantial amount of money.
Oh, kind of like Dogecoin, like the ha hee hee cryptocurrency that shot
Yeah.
up in value.
I think
You
it-
know, let me check. I'll check my Mines account. I haven't taken a look at that, so I'll check the Mines account. Maybe I have some nice amount of Mines tokens on it. I'm trying to find where this thing is here.
I'm
Hold
always
on.
surprised about that sort of thing. It's you never know what's going to take off. It's very much gambling. You want to talk about gambling? Buying into crypto, that's gambling. Buying into stocks, that's gambling.
Yes. I think there's such a, I mean, I think the market is so unstable right now because I think also people who are buying crypto, there's so many currencies, and I actually don't think most people who are buying into it understand how it even works. And so
by the way, I'm so sorry, but Titty Don from DLive just sent me 1,080 lemons.
What does that mean?
So
Titty
lemon
Don.
currency on DLive.
Wow.
So Titty Don he's actually helped us quite a bit. He's a big invest in Lev guy.
Yes.
Like, I love Titty Don. Titty Don is our guy.
On which platform is that?
On
That's,
DLive. So we are also here on DLive, and in fact, I'm going to post the links so that people can see what I'm talking about here on DLive.
The phrase that I've heard now was that we're not going to call the stuff alt tech anymore. Now it's called new tech. That's going to be the new. That's going to be the new thing. So Mines, BitChute, DLive, all the stuff that was outlaw before. Now it's becoming new tech.
Did you hear that? I think it was Styx.
Yep, that was him. I heard him say that today and went, "Oh, if it's good enough for Styx, it's good enough for Charlie." New tech.
And Catherine, are you familiar with Styx Hexenhammer 666?
No.
Okay, well, before I tell you about him, I just want to do a translation of lemons to dollars, how much that is. So let's see.
I'd love to know that.
DLive lemon to USD. Let's see what we got here. So convert 1 lemon to 1 USD. So that would be not 1, but that would be 1080. And that would be convert.
Oh, he busted up the TI-85. Watch out.
Hold on. Why isn't it not working? See, the stupid site isn't showing me what the conversion is. So, I don't know what's going on here. Here, let me do this one. Datacoins.com. Man, this is so... Lemon to USD, lemon to USD. Oh, these sites are so horrible. Okay, hold on. What about the DLive site itself? Does it say how much lemons are? Lemon... Well, no, it's not... Oh, it says 0... 0... No, but that's how much they get transacted. I'm not sure. I gotta figure out a way to...
According to DLive, 1 lemon is $0.012 US.
Is that all the time, though? That's what I don't get.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah,
what the market
so
fluctuation
I
is
believe that like other cryptos, the currency sort of goes up and down. So some
so
more.
I'm just trying to find a website which has this. Okay, Lemon Coin, which I guess is the DLive lemon, to... No, not Bitcoin lemon. See, all these converter sites. Okay, well, fine. Let's say it's 0.012, just for the hell of it, right? Let's say it's that much. So
is
then
this going to be on the test?
Then
Yeah, I
calculator.
didn't study.
Okay, 10.
Just going to cheat off of
80.
Catherine's test.
Yeah, she seems like she's smart.
That is $12.96. Well, that is at least at this price. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, as far as you know, Titty Don goes,
We love Titty Don.
He's been the champion this entire time, and I wish I can do something for Titty Don. Like, Titty Don, what do you want me to do? I want to be like, just tell me. What do you want me to do? What do you want to see? What Pokemon do you want me to catch? You have first priority in controlling this entire narrative. That's how much power you're wielding over us now, Titty Don, okay?
Quick,
So-
everyone start bribing Titty Don. And
make it a good Pokemon, man.
And who knows? What if Titty Don is going to be like, Lev, you must continue gambling until you are broke, and then must rise up the ranks of the unlicensed Pokemon fights that happen.
Yeah, Titty Don only loves the gambling in Pokemon. That's all he likes.
I like that unlicensed Pokemon.
Oh, because once he's broke, he has to climb up the ranks in the unlicensed Pokemon fight circuit in the tunnels underneath Las Vegas.
I like that.
And only then can Lev begin his redemption arc.
There could only be one.
And for anybody else, by the way, who wants to donate, go to streamlabs.com/LevPolyakov. I'm gonna put that in as well in the chat so that people know where to go. But if you go into the Streamlabs link here, I posted it right here. And if for anybody who goes into the Streamlabs link, you use your PayPal to donate. So that is what I highly recommend all of you to do if you want me to keep playing this, because I love Tittydon. Tittydon is amazing, and for Tittydon's sake, I'm gonna keep playing this Pokemon game, but I need more. And it's not a matter of even greed or something like that. It's just like I don't have enough time in the day, and I want to make sure that something like this would be something that people would be interested in seeing, and would pay it forward, so to speak. So again, I don't do this for any other streams, not for the drawing stream, because I have to draw anyway. Not for BTR, because I do BTR anyway. But for this specific thing, I gotta say it, and I really appreciate everybody watching this, regardless. I love all of y'all. You guys are so amazing. Look at this beautiful Raichu, by the way. Catherine, what do you think of the Raichu?
I like the. Why does he have his hands up? Like, is he like pretending to to give in, and then he's gonna attack? Like, what's his?
I think he's doing jazz hands.
Okay. Well, then we're speaking the same.
He's trying to dazzle you into sleeping.
Charles has always been kind of a creep. He's gonna get his hands on you.
I think he's getting.
Yeah.
I think he's just preemptively, like, before someone screams "hands up, don't shoot." You can never be too safe. So he's just preemptively trying to cut him off at the pass.
I think there's pups on the platform.
Well, there was a question somebody was asking before about which Pokemon gal did you have a crush on when you were little. Catherine, you go first.
Oh, I don't know. I'll skip.
That just means she had a crush on Mr. Mime. Pass it on.
By the way, I'm gonna tell you who I have a crush on, whose birthday it is today.
Ooh, okay.
David Tennant.
That's a good one. It's a good,
that's Doctor Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
I watched some of his Fright Night movie. I didn't think he was bad in that.
He's good in everything. I even like him. He was on Jessica Jones, and he's like a really bad
He plays
guy.
the Purple Man, right? I didn't make it far enough to find.
I still liked him because
is he connected to George Tennant, who was the head of the CIA?
Probably not. He's British. So.
Probably, but you think the world is a very small place.
And there are stories about how during the swinging '60s, you had a lot of these youthful celebrities, musicians, rock stars, who were affiliated in some way with the CIA. Like in Laurel Canyon, they had a whole setup there. There was, do you guys remember the names?
It's because of all the LSD love. That's how they drew them in. Is like, here, we'll give you some free LSD and you can, help the CIA out.
Yeah, there's a lot going on at that time in California. You had the biker gangs, you had the LSD hippies, you had the CIA was doing some things. There's a lot going on right there in that area in the '60s.
Oh, a really good look into this is a book called Weird Scenes in the Canyon, and it does a lot of heavy lifting in terms of connecting the dots and how like everyone here just mentioned, like there was mass production of LSD happening at the time. That there were unusual links between people who are only 1 degree separated away from the military-industrial complex, mostly through relatives. Like Frank Zappa's dad worked for DARPA. Jim Morrison's dad was like a colonel in the Navy or Air Force. I forget which one. But it's it raises more questions than answers. That without much effort, you could start drawing dots. And it wasn't all free love. It was borderline nefarious in a way, especially if you want to go into Charlie Manson might have been MK Ultra, and funny how he just never fell into trouble until the very end.
Yeah, there's a couple of theories about Manson. The most credible that I ever heard was that Polanski had paid him off. Because Polanski was in Europe at the time. That was the setup.
How is
somebody...
that credible?
Well, it sounded credible to me at the time because my friend was very convincing. He's like, "Yo, Charles, you ain't gonna believe this, all right? I know what really went."
That's not how credibility works.
And he even said the words, "Dude, trust me."
Oh, okay. Well, if he said that, then I can understand it. I'm looking at really cute Pokemons. So there's
Pokemons?
Is that like
Are they Samoan?
version of Pokemon?
Poplio? Poplio?
Okay,
Poplio?
Poplio, he comes from one of the later ones. I forget
okay.
which one he's in, if it was X and Y or Sun and Moon.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at this team right here, you need what? Water type would be good. Psychic
we
type
need
would be
a-
good.
Well, we
Maybe-
got the Clefairy's got our water gun.
Okay.
By the way,
That gets
Robert
us most of
Lovelood
the way-
asking which Pokemon eats LSD. That's a very important question. So which Pokemon?
Kill. Cyndaquil?
Cyndaquil.
Cyndaquil.
What's the one, Mimikyu? Mimikyu looks like he's dosing.
I feel like if anyone's eating LSD, it's Mr. Muns.
Yes.
Snorlax.
By the way, this link that I just posted over here, this is a link to
Snorlax.
Twitch. So we are simultaneously streaming this thing on Twitch TV. So guys, go to Twitch TV/LevPolyakov, and this is where you are going to be subscribing to, because I want to grow the Twitch channel as well as DLive, which is the home of a lot of wonderful people, including our wonderful Teddy Don. So here we go. This over here is the link to DLive. Hold on, I messed that link up. Let me do it one more time, because you have to do it with the HTTP. Here we go. One more time. This is the link to DLive. Everybody follow me on DLive as well. So Mr. Action says, can y'all explain the lore on Pokemon? I mean, I don't even know where to start. Like, who wants to volunteer for that?
Well,
Yeah,
it all
once
starts
upon a
with a little
time
boy
in a-
who wants to be the best. The very best.
Like no one ever was before.
How cute.
That would be the show, friends.
Yeah. Well, actually, Catherine, since you know the least about a Pokemon out of all of us, can you talk about what is Pokemon?
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to give my very, very non-educated background. So, once upon a time, in a land far away, there was a man who decided, he went out to the woods and he found these little creatures, right? And then he found that if he threw one at another one, wonderful things would happen. So he thought, oh, how can I make this magical experience happen for other people around the world? And he created the Pokemon game. And this is how it all began.
That's not that far off from the truth, because there
Yeah,
was
it's pretty close.
Oh.
They
I
use,
know way more than me then.
bugs and put them in jars and see which bugs would come out as the victor.
he was a
Giant
he was a
fights.
bug catcher, right?
I believe the guy was a bug catcher. Yes.
Ooh, that is very barely related, but Japanese bug fights is a real thing. Just to remind the ladies and jerks at home.
Well, we have a great comment from Julia, who says, Pokemon, and this is completely true, Pokemon is an alternate dimension in the future where humans crossed over from our dimension. Wait, hold on. I'm not sure exactly what that means. So, she applying that the Pokemon themselves are humans? That
Is
the
that-
humans turned into Pokemon and then crossed over? Or
So
what
is the
exactly?
soul of a Pokemon the soul of a human? Is that what's going on?
Hold on. I don't know, Julia, you want to get in here? Do you want to explain to the good people? DM me on... Here, I'm going to go to
I think that's
Facebook,
like
Twitter, I don't know. I don't even know where to go.
The Ultra Space thing or something from Sun
Here,
and Moon
I
or
want-
some,
I wanna send
some
her-
nonsense like that.
I want to send her
Yeah,
an
they get
invite.
into some weird esoteric stuff in those later games. Like
Is
the
this
stuff with
all
the,
just-
the god Pokemon?
Like, so is Pokemon just an allegory for people who didn't do good in a past life and they got reincarnated as like the high shelf, cockfighting, exotic creatures that are captured and enslaved for the entertainment of others? Maybe.
Probably.
I don't know. Like I feel like, I mean, like Lev said, in some of those old prototypes, the guy had a whip. Like he was whipping his Pokemon.
See, like
Yeah.
how do we know in this world there aren't Pokemons chained to the wall, knee deep in their own filth, hand stitching counterfeit goods to be sold up on the surface world?
Yeah, imagine Warfare fought with Pokemon.
Okay, so she's playing it here. Okay, so actually there's speculation that Pokemon did evolve from human-like creatures, but I'm referring to the human in the Pokemon world. The humans crossed over from a portal into the Pokemon dimension. So there we go.
So it's sort of
what
like a
I'm-
Roger Rabbit, where the
Yeah,
humans
exactly.
crossed over into the cartoon world.
I don't
Yeah.
walk platoons.
Oh, by the way,
Remember
there
me
was a...
when I killed your brother.
You know what's so funny right now? I had a delivery right now, and the delivery guy, he saw me playing this, and he gave me like a thumbs up
Nice.
in the window.
Hey guys, I had a really fun time as you caught Pokemon. I have to Pokemon and Pokemon, and I have to jump off, but hope to join again.
Yeah,
I hope for you to be back. Thank you so much, Catherine, for coming in. And now we got these things. You remember these things?
Have a good night, Catherine.
Oh,
these
these
are the
little
best.
Have a good one.
Yeah, these are the best.
the spinny things.
And by the way, Julia, I sent you an invite on Facebook, so take a look for the invite. I would love for you to contribute to this whole thing. That's so nice, because I think like that delivery guy, we probably grew up around the same time, and like he knows exactly what this is. So he's like, I mean, there is something kind of weird about that, the fact that people pry through your windows in the setup that I have right now.
I mean, you just happen to look in and go, Pokemon, good job.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's sweet. I appreciate that. Okay,
I know
TMO...
some guys that they met one of the fellas they play Dungeons and Dragons with that way. They had ordered pizza, had all their Dungeons and Dragons stuff set up, and the pizza guy looked in and went, "Oh, is that Dungeons and Dragons? What are you guys up to?" And so they invited him to hang the next week, and they've been together for years.
Oh man,
guys.
I should have invited that guy. I mean, if not for the situation right now, like who knows? He could have
the
been
pandemic. How's the pandemic doing in New York?
It's all right.
Still around.
We're acting like it's not happening.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's acting like it's not happening. They just had WrestleMania in Florida last week. 25,000 people, ass to ass, and it's and on the video on the live show, it looked like masks were pretty optional. Like people,
I mean, look, we're pumping people full of vaccines, so that's it. Back
yeah,
to normal,
there were
everyone.
people wearing the mask, but then a lot of people that were just like, no masks or doing the chin strap mask thing. So I don't know. And even if you're around somebody for 6 hours with a mask on,
I was pretty active, even like as far back as last summer. So
yeah, I feel like I've never really stopped doing stuff. Like I've always had to
the
go out to
spring
my day job. Like there's
maybe that's it.
yeah, there's not really a whole lot that has changed for me. If I could find. I would love to be, to find that job, to work from home and never have to leave. Oh, the dream. Imagine just being able to sit in bed all day and work. Oh.
Although it should be it should be noted.
Quick self-destruct.
There are
Quick explode.
According to Anatomy of the Heads, a buddy of 718 TV, broadcasting all the way from Indonesia.
Subscribe to 718 TV, by the way.
Thank you, and follow Monoxus on Twitch, or you have to tell,
please.
or you have to tell Mars himself why you hate America. So,
and by the way, since I have the controller here, it's hard to type in links. So I encourage everybody here, type the links into the chat, into the BTR chat. Whenever you want to promote anything, just type the link in.
That's on
I'll
Discord.
throw the links in on the laptop.
Yes.
I'll get
Now, if you're on Discord, and by the way, guys, you could follow our Discord as well. I'll send you. Well, I think everybody here knows our Discord, but for those who want to write inside of the chat, you have to become a citizen. And if we know you, if we trust you, then you can become a citizen. But it is a right. It is a privilege, not a right. Because I don't want people posting Pokemon porn while we're doing this. Pokemon hentai getting us off Twitch and YouTube and DLive.
Oh, so Lev, are you saying that undocumented citizens are not allowed to post in the Discord?
Yeah, exactly, because they might post hentai.
Discord.
I run a tight ship.
Boys are gonna.
I'm here to learn Pokemon to bond with my son, so please no hentai porn.
Yes, there we go. Exactly.
I actually know less about Pokemon than Catherine did, so...
Well, what do you think so far, looking at what's going on here? What do you think of this? What do you think of the designs,
I like it. It reminds me of the games when I was young, for sure.
You ever play any kind of role-playing games?
I did lots of that. And I played Magic the Gathering cards, but not Pokemon.
Okay,
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you
have a little
understand how
collection.
Magic works, like it's the same kind of concept.
Pokemon
Yeah.
is essentially a Japanese RPG like Final Fantasy and the like, but instead of having a party of people, you have a bunch of monsters in your pocket that you can throw out.
My kid has gone total apeshit on Pokemon the last year, so I've been buying lots of toys and a little card collection of some starter booster packs and stuff.
Oh,
what's his favorite?
His is everybody, but he calls me Snorlax.
Nice.
Snorlax.
Martin K, just real quickly about the comparison between Magic and Pokemon. I'd argue that in Pokemon, there's less breathing room in terms of what things are strong against and what things are weak against. Because you know how in Magic there are certain instances where yes, blue and white are like eternal enemies, and like red and blue are eternal enemies. But,
Yeah, I think there's something where you take extra damage from like different lands. Like the white cards do extra damage on the black cards. Does that work in Magic, or is that not?
I don't know if that's the case. It might have been the case a long time ago.
Well, okay.
It was the case a long time ago, but it's not so much.
Okay,
more.
that's what I thought.
However, it's more around Pokemon. I would argue is more structured, working around these parameters, as opposed to like let's say depending on how good your cards are in Magic, or in terms of like there's this black card, Royal Assassin. No matter if the enemy is tapped, like after it uses its ability or after it attacks, doesn't matter how much health it has. A Royal Assassin can one-shot kill any tapped creature. So there are certain intricate mechanics like that are in Magic, but I'm not sure if are present in Pokemon.
Pokemon seems a bit more straightforward with the mechanics, and Magic has gone a bit off the walls with the mechanics the last years. So yeah, I think that's correct.
Depends on the generation. This is like the oldest form of Pokemon game. The newer ones added a bunch of extra types and special.
Yeah, the new ones
and
are
evolutions. It got really wonky later on.
Yeah, they're a little more convoluted, but they're much simpler to play. Like they've figured out the easy play stuff.
Just looking at the cards, and that's my first impression. Usually he just throws them around and see if they come up or down. That's how we play for now. So he's 5.
But by the way, we got my friend Julia Altabef, aka a man called Jack, here with us. It's been a very long time. Julia, how are you, my friend? I think she's connected to the audio right now. I'm not sure what's going on. But either way, all the people who are watching this, all the new people.
Hold on.
There we go. There we go.
Hey.
Hello.
we are.
We're live.
All the way live.
All the way live. Invest in Lev.
Hashtag invest in Lev. Send me money so I keep playing this thing. Anyway, was I
Big
here
money,
before?
Lev.
Or was I not here before? Yeah, I don't think I was here before. So here we go.
I'm having
So-
a serious lag. Just hold on one
Is
second.
this the one that has the ghost gym that has the teleporters?
Mm,
Or was that the second?
no,
game?
that's it's in this game. That's like the psychic.
That's in
gym.
this game. Okay, I
Yeah,
thought that
that's
was
the
in
psychic
this
gym.
one. It's a psychic gym. See, I thought it was a ghost gym. It's in the ghost town. That's right.
Yeah.
There's like a ghost
No,
Pokemon
I believe it's
tower.
it's in where is it? Saffron City, where the Pokemon
Yeah.
Tower is lavender.
Yeah.
Titty Don says, my favorite Pokemon game was Stadium 2 for N64.
Nice.
Pokemon Gold came second. So,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Pokemon Gold was pretty
Yeah,
good. Like,
I want to say Gold works with Stadium, right? Is that Stadium 2?
I think it was Stadium 2.
Yeah, that's the one that has support for Gold and Silver.
And we'll never get a Stadium again.
They had
Silver?
something like that on the GameCube.
Actually, you know what? I
right?
take that back. We're getting a new Pokemon Snap. Maybe Stadium
Yeah.
3 is around the corner.
Yeah,
who
we might
knows?
get one. Actually, the Heart Gold remake I like even more than the original, just
Yeah.
because all the Pokemon follow you around, and
Yeah,
on
my
top of that,
friends,
if you have shinies, they'll be
My
shining
friends went
all over
nuts the month that came out. They had there's some kind of thing, the Pokemon Walker, I think it was called.
you. Yep.
There
Yeah,
was
you can
something
bring
you
it
could
with you.
transfer the Pokemon to that thing, and then you could walk around with it to level up your Pokemon. And they
Oh,
went
man.
nuts with that thing.
Yep.
Oh man, we've run into the same problem we had before, where we've got too much stuff.
it's okay. At least now there's
God, I
There's
forgot
use
these
for
games
the-
had item limits back then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the Game Boy, so they didn't have a whole lot of.
Yeah, they had memory issues. with
Yeah,
it,
they
'cause
had memory issues.
You
and
can do
then
like
the,
memory hacks in this game too.
The second one, the one guy was able to hack in all the stuff from the first game, so you could go through all the old gyms that you have those gym battles. Like he had figured out a way to compress it down to put all those towns in there, and so there's like this whole second quest after you finish the elite guys.
Oh yeah, Pokemon has plenty of memory hacks.
Who's the guy? It's the one that passed. Sakurai, I think was the fellow's name.
I really like that kind of stuff. Also, it was done in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, for those who remember.
Oh, the upside down castle.
Yeah.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night. You know, one of these days,
I remember.
before I die and cross over, I will get a 200.6% completion rate on that god-dang game.
Did you ever see the Saturn version in action?
Well, there
They
were
had that.
there were some levels in the Saturn version which were extra levels, but they look kind of crap. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
they look like unfinished, is what it looks like to me. Like they look like prototypes. Like they had areas
Yeah,
out of room again. They look like they had wanted to do something with it, but didn't really know what to do. I would give it to Chonker. Chonker's got to get Thunderbolt, right?
Presumably, yes, unless you want
Maybe.
Clefairy to have an off thunder move.
I mean, if you gave it to Clefairy, that would give them a water move
Or
and
Clefable,
an electric move.
Well, it already has Thunder. Oh,
You can get rid of Thunder Shock.
yeah. All right, here we go.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, that's it. That's what I went all the way here for.
Nice.
Heals,
So guys, are
baby,
we
heals.
playing with are we playing with hacks, or are we doing like
There's
a purist?
one. Okay, there's
The
one
only
hack.
hack is
There's
to
only
get
one
the
hack in
second
this one.
right?
I don't know if it's going to. Only one. I don't think it's going to work. No, I mean I don't know if it's going to work or not. We're just gonna have to see. The hack is basically that all the Pokemon you have to usually trade in order to evolve, they just evolve.
Oh, okay, no, that makes sense because you really can't trade.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you're
Yeah.
playing by yourself, so it's like, what are we gonna do?
I mean,
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
I mean, Lev could have taken the easy way out and put in the Kumite hack. He could have easily had that gamble your way to victory hack. There are lots of things he could have
No.
easily taken the easy way out with, but no, he's neutral good. He wants to do
No.
this properly.
Yeah, I think
prefer
there's-
neutral good as well. The only hack that I ever use in the games is the shiny hack, just because it's so
You
pleasant.
really wanted that shiny, didn't you?
Yeah, I love my shinies.
I got a shiny. I got the shiny cat one from whatever that one was. The one that turns into a big wrestler that does the moonsault.
Okay.
Somebody gave me that one through like the Wonder Trade.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah.
Somebody just
So
throws
now I
one-
have a really nasty jungle cat that does moonsault.
awesome. I'm a breeder, which is like probably one of the worst, most.
Isn't that an
boring-
S slur for straight people?
No, no. I mean that.
Some of my
I'm-
musical theater friends would say that all the time about people. These darn breeders.
I think
Oh
there's
no,
a.
breed Pokemon, Charles. Breed
Oh,
Pokemon.
sure.
No, but basically, the kind of person that plays to the metagame, and that the storyline is basically bullshit, and then you get to the end, and you just spend all your time like breeding the perfect Pokemon, and it's not fun, and it's basically
Yeah, I got a
job.
friend that does that. I like to breed a whole bunch of Charmanders or whatever the main Pokemon is, and then do the Wonder Trade thing. Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
just picture on the other end of that is like some little kid getting the Pokemon. Oh my god, it's the cat! Oh my god! Like that's
I
what
mean, it could also be like a 48-year-old neckbeard who's like, haha.
or it could be that,
Got it.
or it could be.
And he'll
like,
say it in exactly the same way that
Hey.
was just
Yeah,
illustrated.
like whatever.
How you
However
doing?
old I was.
14F
I'd
Florida
say-
here. Got a pick.
I would have been in my late 20s, early 30s whenever that Pokemon was out with the Wonder Trade stuff. I forget if it was X and Y or
I'm
if
so
it was
confused
Sun
right now.
and
Where do I
all.
go?
I haven't bred Pokemon since, what was it, Platinum version. And I went real hard on Platinum.
Mm.
I actually started playing Gen 4 for the first time ever. That was the one series that I didn't get to play, and I gotta say, it's probably
Have we
one of
been down? Did you go down?
I think it's the best of the game so far. I still think Gen 4 is just phenomenal. I'm so excited for the remakes.
I know it's coming out. It's
So is that
surprising.
what's Gen
I
4? Is
thought it
that
was
Diamond and Pearl?
Yes, Diamond and Pearl, where my boy Garchomp comes from.
Lucario is my boy.
Ladies and jerks, I don't want to keep the people on chat hanging. Over on YouTube, Mr. Action asks, "Who's y'all's first Pokemon crush?" And I don't know if we
Misty.
had and ooh, excuse me.
I mean,
you-
how could it not be?
You have
I
a
was
thing
small
for
child.
redheads.
I have a thing for women.
Yeah, probably Jeff.
Thing for women. I know what that thing is.
I too have this strange fetish for human women.
Humans.
I don't know. First crush, I was a child, and Misty. All right, why not? If it was
Alright, where
second
do I
choice,
go?
we'd be
So-
Cynthia
Oh, there
from
we go.
Gen 4.
Oh my god,
Because she's a strong woman.
that's true.
A man called Jack seems like a Professor Oak aficionado. What do I know?
A what now?
A Professor Oak aficionado. Who knows what your tastes and dislikes are?
No, Jesse.
Yeah,
I like
some
redhead.
people want that, like the daddy thing, like they're into that. They like the older guy.
I've never once been attracted to my dad. I don't understand that.
What about the rival
gals
from
like-
Silver and Gold? They had red hair, right?
How about Sean Connery? A lot of gals love
Oh.
Sean Connery.
Ooh, on the subject of the redhead from Pokemon Gold, there's speculation that he might be, this is just a theory, but he might be the son of Giovanni, and I love that
Really?
so much. I hope that comes out to be true. Possibly.
Would they ever go back and confirm lore from that far back, though?
I feel
Maybe
like
in the
they-
show.
they-
You know, a lot of people will call me a son of a bitch bastard.
wow.
You kind of ask for it, dude. It's in your name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, it does what it says on the tin. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what am I gonna do? Not be the bastard? I have to be the most rascally asshole bastard.
I mean, you do very well at it, while still
Although-
having charm behind you.
Although
Yeah.
I would like to point out that the incarnation of trickster gods have been with us since time immemorial. From Flava Flav all the way to
Well,
Masked Bastard, there are
Every
always
every
people
culture
towing that
has
line.
trickster gods. All of them. Like
Yes.
you look at Loki, you look at the
Spider-
what's the desert fox in North American Native American imagery? Like they have everybody
I-
has that.
For a
what's,
second, I thought you were talking
Pan.
about Rommel,
Pan
the
from Greek
desert
myth.
fox.
No, I'm not
sorry.
talking about Rommel.
He was a desert fox.
Yeah, he was.
No, but you're right. Or like in
But you remember on The Simpsons when Johnny Cash voiced the fox?
Yes. I love
Yes.
That humble fox. That was that's what that was.
Or
Well, you know, we
in,
can
that. I think that's
in-
we can actually rephrase that question from Titty Don. I mean, sorry, from Mr. Action. So, not Pokemon crushes in the humans, but as in the Pokemon. Like, did you have any crush on Pokemon?
I'm
Would
gonna
you go for Jinx?
I'm gonna jump in here and say this is very similar to the furry thing, and you can yiff it hell.
Yeah, I don't quite know what to make of the furries. I never have.
Also,
I wish you
it would
well in
be
the future
Machamp.
endeavors.
nice people, actually.
Yip in hell, you monsters.
Listen,
I mean, here's the thing, Julia. We did not have the best experiences when we had furries on our stream. Like, even
Yeah.
though
What happened
even though
with the
people kept
furries?
saying that I was handling them with kid gloves, the way that I was speaking with them, it was still like it was very, very hard.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
well, animals never seem to have a good time around
generalize that
furries
because
either.
of furries, like, is just basically the equivalent of racism. Like, I mean, yeah, some furries are probably douchebags, but that goes with it.
No, it's not.
So
It's
you're
not a
saying
matter
that
of
these guys are furists?
It's not a matter of douchebags or not. It's more of a matter of, like, I think there are very, very insular communities that end up creating a hug box around them where
Okay.
anything that feels like a criticism to some degree is felt like 10 times stronger than it would if there was, you know what I mean? Like,
However,
That's how I feel about woke culture. I can't do it anymore.
However,
it just
I don't know what's going on with the whole woke thing. I've never been able to really, like, even before it had a name, I'd have people say, "Charlie, you can't make jokes like that. What you can't do that." I go, "Bullshit, I can't. I was in musical theater. I can make any joke I want."
it's like, don't you realize, like, if you tell someone not to push the red button, you're only gonna make them want to push the red button even more.
Yeah, exactly.
So that weird dynamic I've never quite understood. And just real quickly, I just want to chime in about furries. I find it fascinating how they're the only subculture explicitly tied to animal abuse, bestiality, and occasionally child abuse. But
well, again, not all furries, but we're specifically talking
Yeah.
about, like, that whole thing with Kiro the wolf and the zoo crew.
oh, jeez,
and...
Louise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Like there's good and bad in all people. Like there's
Exactly.
like you look at even like online politics. Like there's some guys who are sweethearts and then some guys who are monsters.
Yeah.
Try that one. That's the one.
right. Well,
there are tropes that are rough for me. Like, war is pretty rough for me. But
Yeah, I don't know what would motivate somebody to want to be eaten and then get turned on by it.
That's a little rough. for
It's
me.
Rough isn't the right word. I'll just say it. That's flat out weird. I don't give a shit. It's weird. People get mad at me about that too. They said I was kink shaming because I'd ask questions and go, well, what the fuck? Where's that come from? How in the world do you get off on fantasizing about a giant woman eating you? Please explain and show your work because I gotta hear all about this and nobody can explain it to me.
And look, even if that is their fetish, it's like it's funny. Why take it so seriously?
Like there's a lot of humor in that. Like there's so many funny images of like Sonic the Hedgehog and Shrek and Batman all together. Like Sonic the Hedgehog is in the belly. Like it's a ridiculous image.
Well, here's the thing. There's as long as no one is having their life, liberty, or pursuit of happiness being infringed, have fun and wear protection. Yeah. I mean, because there's whatever you could think of. There's probably whatever you could think of in terms of like what gets you off or what turns you on. There's probably someone out there willing to buy a ticket for that ride or sell you a ticket for that ride, and it could range from any for all I know. All right. For all I know, Monoxus can only be aroused when being screamed at in German. Martin K can only be aroused when he's surrounded by people in 80s, neon leggings doing jumping jacks.
The gals with the big hair.
But they're blindfolded.
There's a fetish for people falling down the stairs. Just
what? You mean Joe Biden was secretly signaling people, turning them on worldwide?
Hey, I didn't check my private browser.
Charlie, Gerald Ford walked so Joe Biden can run, all right?
Yeah, Gerald Ford fell so that Joe Biden could bust his ass.
Although for all we know, Martin K's browser history with the jumping jacks and the 80s neon leggings, you gotta be careful there, buddy. Interpol might have their eyes on you.
Well, Teddy Don says...
Probably.
Teddy Don says, Bjork, quote, I just don't find the kind of Las Vegas corset and fishnet stockings thing very sexy. It's a bit metacore. I'm probably more into animals. Whoa, I didn't know Bjork
well, you
had
remember
that.
she famously wore the stork outfit. Like, bodied stork thing. Like she was into wearing fur.
I have friends that are furries. They're really nice people. I can't say.
Yeah, I know guys who are furries. Like.
But Julia, we're not talking about. At least I think we're not talking about the individuals as much as what happens in the collective. In fact, a friend of ours, Calth Respector, who I would actually love to bring on the show right now if he's around so he can tell the story, but he went into VR chat and he spoke with different people there, a bunch of Zoomers on VR chat, and he spoke as this avatar, which was this little ferret, because like cute little ferret, like everybody likes to talk to a ferret, right? So they told him how a lot of the positions that they take up on Twitter, it's more like reinforced by the community, where they go with them because it's what everybody else kind of expects. And if they stray away from that path, they're socially afraid. I think a lot of people today especially are very scared to say the wrong thing, especially if it's like with a group of people.
If you watched the Nostalgia chick, she just did a video, like her big apology. And she brought that up, that they would sort of walk on eggshells. They would try to figure out what's going to make people mad, what's going to upset people. And not people like us that don't give a shit. Like, because I'll speak for all of us here. We appreciate a good joke. Like, we can understand when somebody's making a joke and when they're being serious. Yeah. But the idea that you're saying all this stuff and something's going to upset somebody, like that's a concern for people who do that kind of video essay.
What's really bizarre to me is people that turn on each other that are within the same group, and I see that happen.
They eat their own.
Yeah, and
because that's the one thing I love about Lev. That when I first saw Break the Rules, I was like, oh, he's got on a little bit of everybody. He's got on Frank Hassel. He's got on Doug Tenenbaum. He's got on all these other guys that are all arguing with one another.
Julia, remember Doug Tenenbaum, right? Earthworm Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Fascinating character, isn't he?
Now, but here's the interesting thing. I just wanted to quickly say, when it comes to this kind of energy of people being afraid to speak out or being afraid to say the wrong thing within like a public Twitter setting, as opposed to like a low-key, VR chat when nobody's really there who actually knows who they are. The difference that I'd say there is, not the difference. What I'd also add to that is there are also people who I believe get taken over in a way by a certain spirit. I don't know what to call it, like
Body
a spirit
snatchers.
of well,
It's
a spirit.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I know
Well,
guys who were I was just as tight with as I am with Stain and Monoxus and Lev. Guys who were, you know, ready for a joke, love to have a laugh, and would go harder than I would. Who have become woker than woke. It's as though my buddies were like, one day when they were asleep, they just fell into ashes, and now they're woke, and it's a little upsetting.
Oh,
Like, I'm concerned about it. Like, I worry about, like, they won't return emails, they never talk back. Like,
Well, partly that would be out of fear, but also there would be people who would typingly, I don't know how we would call it, you know, they would type out, they would lash out at people on Twitter, not even because, like, if they think deeply about it, like was revealed in the VR chat, not because if they think deeply about it, it makes sense. Yeah, because of the group dynamic. Just like, it's like when people march in place, all of a sudden, the people, like the soldiers that march in place, they become like a hive mind, and the way that takes over.
Oh, well, I think that's sort of like social loafing, where, like, I don't know if anyone heard about once upon a time, a lady got murdered in Manhattan in like the late 60s, Kitty Genovese, and even though she was like she was screaming for help, once you get a certain number of people in a crowd, everyone is sort of like, well, someone else is going to take care of this, right?
No.
And there's this like,
no.
and there's this dynamic of like, sort of like, I don't want to say diffusing responsibility, but
I mean, that's kind of what it is. It's a diffusion
there you go.
responsibility.
So this coupled with the reinforcement of in-group and out-group dynamics, like, all right, one thing I have a hard time wrapping my head around this, partly because I'm an outsider, is that, like, the way that they eat their own, part of that is facilitated because, like, let's say people named Charlie are an endangered species, all right? So Charlie lives matter, all right? There are people. So there are people who are not getting, like, you see, they're scared to death that they might lose their job or get kicked out of their friend circle, not because they're not saying Charles Lives Matter, but because they're not saying Charles Lives Matter loud enough. Does that make sense?
So it's like North Korea. The North Korea guy when Daddy, what was the dad? Kim Jong-il. When he died, there were people who were arrested because they weren't publicly crying hard enough.
Yes.
They had to cry harder.
Yeah, thank you. It's right, because it's not just.
I hope we don't get that bad.
I think we're getting there.
Julia,
we're not only
we're
getting there. We're getting to French Revolution stuff, where it's like, all right, you can't work anymore, so you're done. Louis C.K. never work again because you whacked off a few times.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, Julie, what were you saying?
Just really quickly though, that kind of, it's almost like a dick measuring contest at that point, and I feel there's such a deep falsehood in that. Like, I don't really feel like, it doesn't feel like people really care at that point. It's more like, oh no, if I don't make a display, people are gonna think I'm racist, and I'm like, that you're completely missing the whole point.
Yeah, eventually we're gonna hit a point where, like, you're gonna have people lighting themselves on fire in public to show how not racist they are.
That's happened. There have been people that have burned themselves alive recently.
That's the I was
one of the two deaths from Gamergate was a gal who was a game developer. She was ousted from the group. They didn't offer her support like they should have, and they weren't going to reach out to the Gamergate guys, so they were off on their own, like, and let their wheels spin out to the point where somewhere in Portland, they went to a park, doused themselves in gas, and burned themselves alive.
Wow,
that's really dark. Like, I feel bad bringing that up, but that's one of the. There were two people that died. There was the other guy was the Night in the Woods guy. I think he hung himself. He had got accused of a bunch of stuff. He got fired from the game dev. Everybody turned on him. Like, even his own family, his own sister turned on him. Like, she had put out some kind of statement. It was like, oh my God, what's going on with this?
And what's scary is that all it takes is the accusation, and that's it. Because even if your name is clear, it's kind of like, let's say the New York Times runs a headline tomorrow, and they say something to the effect of, like, Lev Polyakov is grooming people through Twitch and Pokemon.
Oh my God, you've been grooming people?
Now.
He seems so nice. He was always so quiet.
Now, it takes Lev a month to clear his name after, like, you know, first of all, he has to set his Twitter account to private, okay? Then he probably has to lawyer up. Then, after being put through the gauntlet, and once his name is cleared, number one, the New York Times can't give up all the ad revenue they made off of slandering Lev. Number two, any and all death threats or like bricks thrown through Lev's window or angry, ugly, hate-filled scrawled messages slid under his door, emails, phone calls, getting harassed at work, even though in the end he's still right, what's to stop his employer from going, Lev, this is weird, we can't deal with these headaches, goodbye. So like 1 month after the dust settles, there's like no recourse. There's no one Lev can go to go, hey, you ruined my life. Can I have something in return? Unless, you know, like, so all
Did you ever hear of Fatty Arbuckle?
Ooh, yes.
Fatty Arbuckle back in the, I believe it was the late 20s, early 30s, somewhere in that range. He was a silent movie star who, at some point, he was at a party where a woman, something had happened. There's a lot of rumors about what actually happened. Like again, the most credible one that I've heard was that she had an abortion that didn't take, like some sort of a backroom abortion, and something ruptured in her, and she bled out. And so it got in the newspapers that Fatty had raped the girl, that he was so fat that he somehow crushed the girl and like ruptured something in her. Like that was the story.
And by the way, today we can tell from people how fat people have actually gotten that is not the case.
That
like back then, that used to be considered fat. Today, that's considered like normal.
Yeah, Fatty Arbuckle is probably smaller than me, but he's he's a small dude compared to, like I was joking the other day. I said, out of all of the boys in high school, I was always the big guy in school. Now I'm the small guy. They've all blown up, and now I'm the same old size.
Oh, but Charlie, weren't there also accusations where like Fatty Arbuckle like inserted a Coca-Cola bottle into her?
Yeah,
and
that was
like
another
that?
one. They had tried to say that there was a Coke bottle involved.
Yeah, like
the old Coke bottles were made of the glass, that the glass had busted.
So
that was complete fabrication. That never happened. But something happened. Eli Roth was the one that said the abortion thing, and then somebody else told me that there was some kind of alcohol poisoning. They thought that she had something like that was going on.
Right.
They'd done the move where they put her in a bathtub full of ice to try to cool her down. Like they thought, she might have overdosed or something like that. Like I don't know, but the fact of the matter is, Fatty was, it was a hotel party. Everybody was partying. And he was in the other room and come through like, hey, how can I help? Like, what's going on here? Suddenly, he's the bastard. Suddenly, he's got the X on him. Suddenly, he's, Mr. No Good for years. Name run through the muck. And for what?
Yeah. And
finally gets his day in court, proves himself that he didn't do it. And he's done. Like, there's no...
But it's sad.
2 years later, what are you going to do?
Because, like, in the end, the dust settled... and his name was cleared, but like at what price? It was, I believe that is what they call a Pyrrhic victory.
Yeah. Like, what does Bill Cosby do when he gets out of jail? Does he go back on tour?
I don't think he's getting out of jail, dude.
He got so many years, didn't he?
Let's find out.
Because O.J. Simpson did his time. Like, he didn't get convicted of the first thing. And I've heard, again, we want to talk about crazy theories. The theory that Ron Goldman owed money to some porn guys, and that they're the ones that did the deed while OJ was whacking off in the bushes watching, because he would often watch him, he would go to spy on his wife. That was his thing. He was like one of those voyeur guys.
Oh, actually, I had no idea until you had mentioned this, Charlie, but Bill Cosby is currently serving a sentence of 3 to 10 years.
That's what I thought. He doesn't have that long. Like that's like he'll be out in 5 to 8, somewhere.
I'm kind of.
I'd absolutely go and see a Bill Cosby show, just to see what he was gonna say. What does Bill Cosby?
Julia, would you see Cosby after he comes out?
I don't know if there's been anything recent, but from what I've heard so far, I mean, probably not, because all of those women came out.
Oh yeah, it was a crazy amount of women.
Yeah, like a lot of.
What does Bill Cosby say on stage? What does he do? It's like John Waters would always go to murder trials just to hang out and watch. It's sort of like that morbid curiosity of like, oh my god, I just have to sit here and just see what what is he gonna say? Like if he gets on stage, so have I gotten any good pussy lately? I know you're all wondering.
You see?
But there are also like there's definitely multiple, like in some cases there are like actual cases that may be legitimate, or there is a lot of really fucked up shit that happens in the industry, and for that kind of stuff I'm like no. But there are
what
other
does
cases.
he do? Does he done? Does he just retire quietly? Like that would be the smart move.
I mean, he
Retire quietly.
could. He realistically could just disappear.
Yeah, never appear again in public. Just disappear. Go live your life somewhere quietly, away from everybody.
Yeah.
Because I'll bring up, hasn't he suffered enough? His son got murdered beside the road that time.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
There was, his son had pulled over, had just gotten out of medical school. I think he was like first year, what do they call that, where they go in like as an understudy? Oh man, the clinicals. I think he was doing the clinicals thing.
I also
He was
don't know.
doing that, and he
Oh,
had
a
seen
residency
somebody-
of the
a
residency.
He was in the residency, had pulled over to help somebody beside the road in L.A. Was changing a tire because he's raised that way to help people. You want to talk about helping somebody. Pulled over to help them change a tire, and some Russian guy, as part of like a gang initiation thing, just pulled up, shot them both. Like that,
Wow.
just kill two random people because that was like his initiation thing.
There is another question having to do with, let's say, not only Bill Cosby, but also Michael Jackson. Not that I'm equating the two together. I mean, there was that whole documentary with Jackson and all
Yeah,
that.
there's a
but
lot
it-
going on with Jackson. Like,
But-
I don't know.
But it's-
I feel very differently about Michael Jackson, and you could say this of Cosby too, just because personally I've never met him. I don't really know, and I know how it can also get in the industry, how people can, you can literally pay anybody. And I've known people that worked very closely with Michael Jackson, and they said that he didn't hurt a fly, and that all.
Yeah, the guy I talked to that worked
I
with
don't
him
know.
said Michael was a sweetheart. He was like a man-child, is what he described him as.
Yeah,
Like
that's
Well,
exactly.
the reason why I mentioned both of them in the same breath has to do more with what do people get out of eliminating them out of the competition? Like, what were the things that they were talking about that other people didn't like? Because the only reason why I don't want to go on all tinfoil hat mode
Do you
here.
think it was racism?
Well, no. I'm actually, when it comes to like Michael Jackson, he was not the biggest aficionado of the music industry. Like the way that they treat artists. That's one part. The other part has to do with Cosby talking about the problems in the black community. And I'm not saying that was the reason.
Very real about them. Not in a way that's like we got to do something about nonsense. It's like, no, this is very much what we have to do. We got to stop. You got to pull up your pants and act like somebody. Like that was flat out what Bill Cosby had said. Pull up your pants and act like somebody. Be an adult. Like that sort of thing. Is this the boss?
Yeah, this is Giovanni. But before I get to good old Giovanni here, what I just want to say in relation to that is, when it comes to the let's say people who existed in the 60s, 70s, like if we probably look at all the people who are alive today, all the great rock stars, all the people in the Hall of Fame, whatever, like, I wonder how much dirt people have, like, on all those people. They're just not saying anything about it.
Wasn't there a lawsuit in Europe about like Led Zeppelin messing around with groupies back 50 years ago?
I'm sure they all did.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure they all did.
Charlie,
I'm sure they
is
all
that-
messed around
is-
with 16-year-old girls.
Is that the Baby Shark story?
I'm not exactly sure, but there was something about like girls were pursuing lawsuits about when they were groupies when they were like 16 and 17 against bands like. And I want to say Led Zeppelin was the one. Let me see if I can fact check myself.
But again, it almost seems like at that certain level that you get up to, a lot of people back then in the 70s would have been compromised and would have had some stuff on them. So I guess at that point, it may be all a matter of, like, which one goes down. Is it this one? Is it that one? I don't know. I'm not saying that's exactly how it went down, but I could see that being used as well against people.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Lev, because not too long ago, Brendan Schwab and Chris D'Elia were accused of much worse than unsavory behavior with female
Oh, they
fans.
busted Brendan too?
And what was really weird about it is that once the allegations were aired, like people just walked away from them like they were nuclear, like they were thrown under the bus by their own, by people in their own circle. Like no one, like people acted like they suddenly had amnesia and had no idea what you were talking about. So it's funny you bring that up, Lev. How like if one goes down, it runs the risk of like how many other people are either compromised or have dirt or know of other people in their circles that have done such a thing.
Well, not just other people. I mean, I'm talking about the feds here. I'm talking about like Playboy, like the Playboy Mansion. That whole thing may have perhaps,
well, I know
according to some people, be like a whole compromat operation.
The feds supposedly busted.
Oh, hold on. Here we go. Charizard time.
All right. But the
Julia, you're here for a special occasion.
Yeah, this is our Charizard being born. The feds had actually picked up, I want to say they had him on tape messing around with a mistress, was Martin Luther King Jr. They had actually caught him cheating on his wife, and they were trying, I want to say they tried
but Charlie, herein lies the kicker. You could look this up online, but the FBI sent an anonymous letter to Martin Luther King Jr. going like, we know what you do with your female followers. You should just kill yourself. Like they wrote a letter where like
that was what it was.
Every other paragraph they were like coughing up dirt. Oh, really though? You should consider killing yourself. Like it was like, I mean, listen, Alphabet Soup and three-letter agencies are capable of awful and horrific things when they put the screws to someone, but that's probably the lowest of the low. To be like, you're no better than someone like on like you know, like when people used to like make a thread on V and it's like, you know, guys, goodbye cruel world, and like, do it gamer word. That's basically what the FBI did to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Do it gamer word, do it.
It's awful, you know, like the idea that so many guys who were, you know, big time peace sticks, like you look at well, I think it was Forrest Gump said that. He goes, yeah, and then for no particular reason at all, somebody shot him too. You look at like John Lennon, they assassinated him like that. You want to talk about something that stinks, that feels like an MK Ultra, like a setup. That one really stinks to me.
Oh, you mean John Lennon's?
Yeah, John Lennon, Mark David Chapman shooting that guy.
And you know what's crazy? Like, both Mark David Chapman and Sirhan Sirhan don't have like memories of the assassination that have been like
very weird.
And I also heard that Mark David Chapman's family. Now, don't quote me on this. This is something Tim Dillon said, so I'm talking about what Tim Dillon said.
Oh boy.
That Mark David Chapman's family was having dinner with George H.W. Bush at around the same time that this thing was going on. That the Chapmans were also like an intel family.
Now, you heard about the when Sirhan Sirhan killed Robert Kennedy. There was a football player who was doing security there, the one that was in the thing with two heads. I can't think of his name. But he had actually jumped on Sirhan Sirhan and took the gun from him and tried to block people from killing him. He's like, all right, there's been enough violence here. This is too much. And that's the same dude that went and talked to OJ, that supposedly OJ confessed to. That was the rumor.
Oh,
think of that guy's name.
Real quickly though, that whole ordeal of Mark David Chapman, all right, it's kind of scary because if you look at his timeline, like, all right, he was married and he was in Honolulu at the time, all right, and just in a matter of
Rosie Greer, that was the guy.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
so
he was the one. He was doing security at that hotel. Like, he was like part of the security thing for some reason, and he jumped on Sirhan Sirhan and pulled the gun from his hand and said, "There's been enough killing here. There's been enough violence." Like, and then later he's the one that OJ, like, he came to talk to OJ, and supposedly OJ confessed to him. That was the allegation, but I don't know. Because I've also heard it suggested that OJ's son was the one that killed him, because he supposedly worked with Ron Goldman at that restaurant, had access to the steak knife because he was a chef. Like, he would have access to you know, cutting utensils. And I guess he didn't like that he was messing around with Nicole. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of different theories that have been posited.
But just real quickly about Mark David Chapman. Like, all right, he flew from Honolulu. Okay, October 30th, 1980, flies from Honolulu to New York. November 1980. Comes to his senses and returns to Hawaii, but only for a few days. November 17th, 1980. Double Fantasy released. It is John Lennon's first album after a 5-year hiatus of recording music. December 6th, 1980. Mark David Chapman returns to New York. December 8th, 1980. At 10:50 p.m., Mark David Chapman shoots John Lennon 4 times in the back outside the Dakota in New York. Lennon dies shortly afterwards at St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital Center. Earlier that day, Lennon had autographed Chapman's newly purchased copy of Double Fantasy. And in his trial, the only 2 things he said aloud were his plea of not guilty and reading a passage from Catcher in the Rye.
You must have really not liked that album.
So it's all like, well, I mean, if you want.
Oh boy, are we getting a Ghastly?
If you want to split hairs about it, John Lennon was the dirtiest hippie of the bunch, and he ended up on Nixon's enemy list. Let this be known that Richard Nixon had a list of enemies, and on it was John Lennon. So there are just all these.
Who's on that list? Who's on Nixon's enemy list? Is it Elvis? Elvis has to be on the friend list, right?
Because he was an honorary.
Man, I'm Dale. How you doing, Nixon? Well, how you doing there, King? You're gonna be my top man.
Julie, did you know that Elvis and Nixon were friends?
No.
It is one of the greatest pictures I think that's ever been taken.
Oh my God, Charlie!
Elvis Presley and Richard Nixon shaking hands in the Oval Office.
Charlie, Paul Newman was on Nixon's enemy list.
What must he? Did Nixon not like The Hustler?
He probably didn't like.
Color of
Cool
Money?
Hand Luke. Cool Hand Luke.
Oh yeah, Cool Hand Luke. What they had was a failure to communicate. That's what the problem was.
I mean, like honestly, like a lot of these names, I don't recognize because like Bernard T. Field was on the enemies list, and he was a professor of physics at MIT who helped develop the atomic bomb. But then, like, because he was one of the first scientists to protest nukes, Nixon was like, no. Hell, Nixon wanted to firebomb the Brookings Institute just on a rumor that they might have, like, dirt on him he didn't know about.
What was the one where the boys had come up with the teleportation thing with the boat? Was that the Philadelphia experiment?
I believe so.
We were talking about that one earlier, like the viability of teleportation. And like the real, like, could somebody actually take something from one space and move it to another? And all I knew was from movies like The Fly, and I couldn't think Philadelphia. I said the one with the boat. I couldn't think Philadelphia experiment at the time.
Wait, was that also? I believe it was called Operation Stargate.
Of course
Not
it
exactly
was.
sure.
Of course it was.
Spoilers.
By the way, Julia, what do you think of Ghastly's design in the original?
I was actually just thinking that
It
probably
looks-
my favorite. He just
I'll
looks
tell you
like a
what it looks
gash
like.
of love and fangs.
It looks like they took the spray paint from MS Paint,
It
put a
does!
splash of that there, and then drew eyes and a mouth over it.
Oh my god!
It's a very low energy spritz of it, but then the face is really nicely detailed.
Yeah.
So I can't
Yeah.
tell if it's genius or lazy.
He's just so happy.
Gengar's, like, that whole family has some of the best, like, designs in the
Yeah.
original. I think
Yeah.
like, the Ghastly Hunter Gengar, they just look great.
Well, it would be nice to have now that I can evolve the Pokemon right in here. It would be...
Catching.
Yeah,
No,
Gengar
this
is really
battle,
strong,
this is
too.
Battle.
Oh, this is a
battle.
fight. Okay, we're fighting
Yeah.
somebody.
No, but it would be interesting though to have a
Cypress
team
Hill.
with both. Oh wow, I like that inversion. That's pretty cool. It would be nice to have a team with both Gengar and Clefable in it, because you know they're the same.
The shadow, like, rumor stuff.
Yeah.
So
Was
you
that
think
ever
all
confirmed?
Gengars are ghosts of Clefairies? Is that or Clefables?
Well, the original form that Clefable was supposed to have, like the first iteration, looked a lot more like Gengar than the one that came afterwards.
Interesting.
I don't know if they've ever actually even confirmed whether or not the ghost Pokemon are the spirits of others, but I mean, it's very possible.
No,
But
I
there's...
thought, did they? Maybe not. I thought they did, but I'm not sure.
Well, because there's, like, later on they also just made a ton of ghost Pokemon that have nothing to do with other Pokemon. They're just like Driflooms. It's like, it's just a balloon. It takes kids
like
away.
Litwick, the little candle that evolves into Chandelure. That has a great backstory of that literally it just follows around its prey that it's going to literally drain the life out of. Like it says that in so many words.
Yeah, I'm
It's
pretty
the
sure
one that would eat
the,
children. Isn't there one that eats children? It's like a pumpkin.
possibly.
Oh,
I mean,
oh,
Drifloom captures children and drags them away. I know the sarcophagus one will capture people and bury them alive.
right. And isn't the mask? There's something going on with the mask that it carries.
Oh, I'm
I
pretty
don't know
sure if you see the mask one, because I think I know what you're talking about. If you see it, it's like a I think a warding of death. Like the fact that you saw that Pokemon means you're gonna die.
I wonder if
Oh,
the
shit like that.
the one that's a sarcophagus that drags people away, if that's based off the same thing that Shin Megami Tensei has one of their things is it's like a sarcophagus with a hand reaching out that'll grab you and cast like instant death stuff.
You know who's got a really fun lore?
The name was MOT. I don't know how you say that. Mott. I don't know what mythology that's based off of. I imagine Egyptian.
And what about wait, before I go on, you said you have some really fun lore. Go
Well,
for it
one of
first.
my favorite ones is that I think it's Alakazam's spoon. If he really likes you, he'll give you his spoon, and then anything you eat with it tastes good.
Oh wow, that's
Really?
pretty
They
nice.
just settled the lawsuit with that guy like a year or
Uri
two
Geller.
ago. Uri Geller, yeah.
Now,
there's
Time
also
that he was into it with him for over 20 years.
Well, you remember Shedinja. If you
Yeah.
look into the that hole in Shedinja, then you're supposed to be like cursed, or do you die? Or I don't remember what happens.
I know. I think it was also you have like Darkrai, where if Darkrai haunts your dreams, your nightmares can just kill you. Like there's stuff like that.
Yeah, the Pokemon legacy doesn't mess around, I guess, when it comes to all this stuff. It's kind of like who are those? The Grimm brothers, like the Brothers Grimm. You know, all their fairy tales. They're very, very dark, bloody. You know, like a lot of fairy tales. Like, let's be honest here, fairy tales before they got Disneyfied. You know, they were pretty out there.
Definitely. And Pokemon don't fuck around. They have gods too.
surprisingly large amount of cannibalism and just like wearing
Yes.
people's. I don't know why, but hey, okay, all right.
Also, I'd like to point out that a recurring theme in fairy tales is that if you enjoy human flesh, I guess kids are the equivalent of milk-fed veal. Because why else would monsters go through such great lengths to get kids? Like the gingerbread house in Hansel and Gretel. I mean, like, first of all, think of how many gingerbread house operations did not go well, and the kids either figured it out, ran away, snitched on the witch. You know, she had to have perfected this technique. You know.
Yeah, she chose the right place to put the gingerbread house where no one caught on.
Hey,
She was a good hag.
location, my friend.
But I mean, you know,
Exactly where to
You
go.
remember there was that German cannibal guy who I think was freed from prison, but
I don't mean
when,
M.
Oh no, not the dick guy. The guy that ate the dick.
I think so, yeah.
He's out of jail.
Oh, you
What's
mean
he
just a
doing now?
regular German guy?
If that guy can go back to working like no problemo, then Louis C.K.'s got to be able to do stuff again.
No, it's
Well,
Germany. It's
I
different.
think it's
He's
I
back
think it's
on
also
the Volkswagen
because
factory tomorrow, probably.
I think it's also because his lover, well, not the lover, but like the guy who
His domestic
what?
partner, his
well,
his-
no, the
his
guy
friend.
who met him online.
Doing crime.
Yeah, so the guy who met him online who wanted him to eat him. I don't even think it was just the pecker. I think it was the entire body. But
Oh,
it
he was
started
eating
with
the rest of. See, I had
Yeah.
heard that it was just the pecker.
no, it was the
No,
whole.
it
He was
more.
eating his feet and
Yeah.
everything, huh?
Yeah, it was the full Monty.
Everything.
There is a video out there on YouTube, by the way, about a guy who cooks his own foot, but it's because like he was in a car accident, so the foot had to go, and it was just like left with this foot. So it's like,
Yeah,
why not,
Wang
like,
did a video about that.
Yeah,
shout
Wang,
out
that
to
was his.
good old like Wang.
That was his
found
video. You're right.
The wildest stuff of the internet, and I don't
Yes.
know the depths of hell that he has looked into. Like,
You mean, okay, hear me out. I was on board when I saw that video he made where, hey, remember when Rock.com defended the First Amendment?
Yeah.
And from then on, every video from that point was like, yo, Interpol ain't got shit on Inspector Wang, alright? And I love how he basically sounds like the champion of Brooklyn trash, and he broadcasts from his, like, heavy metal video game, like, Thunderdome bunker.
yeah, he's a legitimate heavy metal guitarist. Like,
Yeah.
he's good.
I could have sworn I saw him at a Cannibal Corpse show in November 2019. I could
There's
have
a good
sworn
chance.
I saw him.
there's a good chance you saw him there because he's a Cannibal Corpse kind of fellow. Like he enjoys his heavy metal.
I forget the name of the band, but it was through him I found out about this Mongolian metal band called Wolf Totem, and they're amazing.
Do they do the throat singing thing?
They incorporate it into their songs, and I'm not gonna lie, it's quite metal. Like, they're so good live. Okay, Charlie, Ladies and Jerks on the stream with Ladies and Jerks at home. True or not, if you could get a crowd to put their phone down and pay attention, you got to be doing something right.
Yeah.
And Mongolian throat singing backed by heavy metal is one of the few things I've ever seen people put their phone down and go, "Whoa, you see what's happening on stage?" And it must be weird for a band to play live, and it looks like everyone is in witness protection with a black square over their face.
What's the name of these fellas? I gotta go look this up.
I believe it's Wolf Totem.
Wolf Totem. What a great name.
Haynes, I don't mean to put you down on the whole phone in front of your face recording thing, but let's be fair, that's like some normie ass shit to do at a concert.
That's true. Oh, hold on.
Wolf Totem is the song. The name of the band is
The Who. Excuse me. Not The Who, as in talking about my generation.
Maybe it's The Huh.
Oh, really, Charlie? It's The Who. Hey, Charlie, remember that Animaniacs episode where, like,
she's got the Guess Who?
Yes, and they're like, who's on first? Who? No, the band on stage. Who? No, I'm talking about the band on stage playing right now.
Who? Yeah, it's very fun. That's my kind of humor, because it's so stupid and cyclical. Like, we were watching The Three Stooges the other day. It's the one where they have a block of ice. He's trying to...
Hey, Mr. Action.
He does a gag in that one where they bake cakes for this guy. They've already ruined his party and ruined the cake once. They're going to make some new cakes for him. Everything will be fine. They end up filling up the cake with a natural gas from the stove. And Mo yells out to him, "Gas on!" And Larry has to repeat it, "Gas on!" as he's cutting this thing wide open and filling it up full of gas. Then Mo shouts out, "Gas off!" Larry, of course, has to retort, "Gas off!" and as he cuts it back off, we could probably fit a little more in there. "Gas on!" They do that whole routine, and then, of course, they blow themselves up as soon as they light the birthday candle. That's the kind of stuff I love, is the weird audio gags like that. Like when the Three Stooges would answer a phone, they'd have to do hello, 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 hello. It's just very wacky to me.
I also like stuff like Airplane, all that kind of,
Yeah, the Zucker brothers.
Yeah, one of my favorite gags in there was when you had the guy who came in to get that general to come into the bridge, and his wife was there with this dog, and the dog was just like a regular, golden retriever, yet they turned the dog into like this killer dog that like charged at this guy, and even though it was just like licking him joyfully, the sound effects that they used was like having the killer dog, rip this guy to shreds. And
there's a gag like that in the Monty Python movie too with the bunny.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's this it's all deadly, where Tim the Enchanter is going off about it's the most deadly, evil, vicious creature in all of existence, and then a little rabbit comes out of the cage. You're like, are you serious? Like, it's a rabbit. So he walks up to it, and this little bunny rabbit, the puppet flies across and tears the guy's head off.
I love that. It's one of my favorite bits because it follows the holy hand grenade.
Yeah, the holy hand grenade might be one of the... Again, there's so much dumb, fun stuff in that movie in particular. It feels like they kind of lose the plot somewhere in the middle. They start farting around a whole lot, but it's fun.
Two quick things about... Okay, a few quick things about that movie. I love how... it's a perfect blend of highbrow and lowbrow humor. Like, when Sir Lancelot attempts to free the maiden, and it was some straight-up sorry, but the princess is in another castle ordeal. And first of all, the opening scene is like a timpani in the background playing ominous music, and it cuts, and he's running up the hill. Cut to the two guards. And then that footage of him running up the hill is played on loop for about 8 times.
Yeah, I want to say that wasn't one of the Monty Python guys was a legitimate King Arthur scholar. I want to say it was Michael Palin, but I might be wrong about which guy it was. But they are a legitimate scholar that have done like heavy duty research and know very much what they're talking about. and they made the goofiest movie in the world about, you know, that sort of thing. Like when the arrow shoots the guy and he oh, I'll avenge you, sir. Don't you worry. Actually, I'm quite fine. You know, I can get up. No. I'll avenge your death.
And I love how like once the movie loses the plot, there's a scene where like I forget if it's like I forget what's implied, but I think you see like Scotland Yard show up and they're investigating like all these
they had
murders.
killed a guy. They killed a guy.
Look at that Haunter, by the way. Look at that face.
Oh man, that thing's gnarly.
Oh, that's pretty wild.
They look so much better in this game.
But with the
He
encounter
exudes
of
some big dick energy.
but with the encounter with Tim, I love because like, what is your favorite color?
Oh, that one, yeah,
I-
that's great. The riddles.
And the best
Blue.
part is blue.
No,
I
wait,
mean
red.
I mean, and it's so you know like it's such an excellent callback because hey kids, remember when films had setup and payoffs?
Yeah.
Because like they're arguing about the coconut and
Swallows.
swallow,
Yeah,
and
they bring that up a couple of times. These
And then-
stupid swallows.
what is the air velocity of a coconut-ridden sparrow? African or European? I don't know that.
I feel like
The
it's an amount of sophistication to pull
Woody
off.
Allen. Yeah, you want to talk about a guy who's been canceled? Woody.
You're not wrong, a man named Jack.
First-
You're not wrong.
His first like 4 or 5 movies are all wacky movies like that, like Bananas and Sleeper, Take the Money and Run.
Everything you wanted to
Run.
know. Everything you wanted to know about sex but were afraid to ask.
Yeah, that one's really wacky too. But Take the Money and the Run. That one is such a ridiculous movie. Oh, I love that one. Like that one when he's doing the marching band thing and he's trying to sit down and play as he's going in this marching band, trying to blend in. Oh, it's funny shit.
Although, I find it. Hold on. A man called Jack. You're either muffled or currently escaping a kidnapping operation. Because you're like.
Oh no, that was for nothing. I did a self-destruct and it didn't even affect Haunter. That was.
no!
Yeah,
you did
ground
it for
moves
the
don't affect
for the meme.
ghosts.
It was for the meme. Take
It's
it back.
because, or is it too early in the series? I guess they don't have natures yet, because later on it's because Haunter has levitate, and not because it's a ghost type. But I
Yeah,
think
but when you
Haunter-
self-destruct, isn't it like an explosion?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
you
that?
would think that would do the
I think
job.
it's a ground type.
I'm pretty
It's either
sure.
ground or normal.
I'm
But it's a
pretty
normal
sure.
move, so it doesn't work.
Voltorb is just a Pokeball whose only gag is like, "Yeah, watch this, boys," and just blows up like that.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if Charlie ran up to Martin K with a suicide vest and gave
So long,
props,
sucker!
and gave props
it's
to the
Cubo.
snack bar in the sky, and if Martin K is a few
Get that
feet
marrow
up in
whack.
the air, if Martin K is a few feet up in the air, he's not going to take full damage.
Well, hold on. Now we have to ask the question of can you blow up a ghost? I think the answer is no.
We've seen Ghostbusters. We know for a fact that ghosts can be blown up.
But that wasn't with like explosives. This is a thing exploding.
They were
not like
nuclear. They were
plasma.
nuclear reactors on their backs.
But there's a way to do
Plasma.
it in the game. I don't know if you can do it now, but there's a way
No,
to
not,
disable.
not in this generation. Yeah.
I don't know. According to Martin K, explosions are science. You can defeat ghosts with science. So I want to
Yeah,
subscribe
I
to Martin
wonder.
K's newsletter.
I wonder if, like, you think
I'm
about
not a
these haunted
science
places,
believer.
like you get in
I'm
mind,
a
like
Norwegian
your
Luddite, Odin low-key believer. More than
get in mind like the John Benet Ramsey house or like the Manson murder house, like these places that are deeply haunted. The Winchester Mansion, like deeply haunted places. What happens if you destroy the house? Does the ghost go away? If you burn the house down and build a new house? Is it
That
like
depends
Poltergeist?
on if you believe in the ghost in the first place. I think.
Oh, it's like voodoo. It only works if you believe in it.
I don't know. I just don't believe in ghosts, so it's a hard conversation for me
You
to
ain't
have.
afraid of no ghosts?
Not at all.
Or if this were Bustin, he ain't afraid of no sleep either.
I ain't afraid of no bed.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, he can sleep anywhere. He's like Ray when he gets the blowjob ghost.
It's actually better not to sleep on a soft surface. Like if you sleep on a hard surface, it's better for your back.
You know, that's something I see Eigenrobot on Twitter champion over and over. That like he sleeps with a straw floor mat and it's done nothing but wonders for his back over the years.
Yeah, I know a guy that does that. He was a coal mining guy for many years. He fell off some scaffolding and he rather than sleep in the nice bed with his wife that they bought, he goes and sleeps on the old firm couch. That's his spot.
Yeah,
That's what he does.
for that reason.
No idea why, but he just blocked me for some reason. I just found out.
Wait, who blocked you?
Eigenrobot.
Really?
Anybody who blocks me is a racist.
Wait. What's that
That's
Twitter
probably-
account again? I just didn't hear.
Evidently, Eigenrobot had blocked Martin K, and that which is listen. I don't picture Martin K being the egregious, argumentative type at all.
Only Norwegian, so I don't know how he would know.
Yeah, like Norwegians. I always wonder, how do you know if a Norwegian's mad at you?
When they use their outdoor voice, which is only like 3 clicks higher than their indoor voice.
I am deeply angry at you, my brother. I do not like what you have done to me on this day. You have
Well,
made a grave enemy.
That sounds like the
It's a good
Swedish chef.
Swedish, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good Swedish accent.
I feel like I'm doing the who's the guy from Metalopocalypse who talks like this?
Svedskar? I think?
Squiscar?
I'm
One of them.
Skiskar.
Yeah, Skarsgård.
Yes.
I'm Skarsgård, the death metal band.
Tell him.
Yeah. Like all the European countries, that area of the world sort of rolls together when I do the voice.
Although
In the worst way.
I always
It's
find
just
it.
Scandinavia. It's Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark. There's something else. The Germans are their own thing.
Yeah, whenever I do the German voice, I got super high and a super low when I go, "Hello, it's me. I am from Germany. Good to see you, my friend." And then there's
Germans are the one eating each other, and you know that's great.
the deep German. Hello there. I can't get it.
I always find it fascinating to hear.
German.
To,
I am
to,
DJ German. Good to see you, my friend.
I always love hearing Scandinavians.
Dankeschön.
Oh no, he's gonna start singing Dankeschön by Wayne Newton. Be
Do you
careful.
like a good weenie dog?
Ein Minuten bitte. Martin K, I always love hearing Scandinavians describing other Scandinavians because the last time there was a Norwegian on the stream, he equated people from Denmark to Eastern Europe.
Yeah, he was not happy with Denmark.
I know. He's one of my best friends.
and
It's
also
a techno shaman, you mean?
I believe
Yeah, I think
so.
it was Techno Shaman.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Get
he's
somebody
one of my
from
good
Korea, like let's get all the Asian countries to yell
you know
at
what?
one, too.
We should get
Always fun.
we should get people from Finland on the stream and just keep mistaking them for Russian until they strangle me for a TCP/IP connection.
I am not from Finland. I am Ukraine.
Although,
Karelia.
Martin K, I would like to get your take on what's the deal with Iceland?
Iceland? They're basically just pure Norwegians that left there ages ago to do their own thing. Extremely Norwegian thing to do also.
Oh, so you mean
Yeah, I
they're
hear
like,
they're hard partying people in Iceland. I hear they.
Yeah, they are.
Fun.
Strong, hard partying. I mean, it's a
if memory
very,
serves
very
me
nice
cor-
country.
Is there anywhere in Europe that doesn't party?
I don't think so.
It's a part
Damn.
of the world.
Well,
At
hey,
least on
hey,
the weekend.
well, here's the thing though, like they party. Europe has such a party reputation. Number one, Berlin was the only city in Europe with a crack epidemic problem, which is weird because crack
Oh,
is a
interesting.
strictly American problem. All right,
Oslo
Berlin?
too. Oslo too. I
oh,
work with crack addicts and meth addicts. And
wait. There was crack in Oslo? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oslo has been like the overdose capital of Europe ever since the late 90s.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's like the dark side of all the money.
Damn.
Interesting.
I'm working a night shift
Well-
at the rehab clinic as we speak. So yeah.
There was a movie, I don't remember what it's called right now. I'm gonna have to harness my memory here, but it was something about like some drug mafia activity going on in Norway. And at the end of the movie, like some of the gangsters went on some kind of a paraglider thing, and the guy called himself. He said, "I'm the Flying Norwegian," and then he just like. Do you remember what I'm talking about? I don't know if I'm.
I haven't
Making
seen
That's
sense
that.
Triple
here.
X. That wasn't Triple X, was it?
No.
The only Scandinavian drug movie I know is Pusher, starring like the guy who ended
Yeah,
up
the
being a
Danish
Bond.
one.
Yeah, there's a couple of those, aren't they?
Finnish ones, it's like a trilogy or 4 movies maybe now.
Yeah, and it's funny.
Hold on 1 second.
The first one is very good.
Yeah, yeah,
That one.
The
what
guy who
country put the one out? I think it was called Man Bites Dog. That was a crazy movie. Where it was in black and white, and they were following along this guy. He was like a serial killer.
It's one of those von Trier movies, maybe.
I don't know
Lars
if
von
it was
Trier?
a Von Trier movie because it seemed a little too upbeat to be a Von Trier
Okay,
movie.
yeah, he's not the upbeat type. No.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
very chipper, like going out and just shooting people like casually in front of the camera. Like, yeah, you know, I do this every day. Like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was Belgium or it was called Man Bites Dog. That was the title of the movie.
I'm
See if
gonna
I can
check it.
pull that up. Man Bites Dog. Because it's such a goofy title.
just real quickly before I forget, I find it fascinating how the guy who got famous from Pusher, like he started out as a ballerina.
Belgian. There's a
guy.
Belgian
Yeah,
motion
yeah.
picture.
And he doesn't look like a ballerina at all.
Right.
But then you have Vin Diesel.
Wait, that guy
He
was a
also went to
ballerina
ballet
at
school.
Pusher?
Oh, that's true.
No. The same guy. He was before he became an actor. But Vin Diesel went to ballet school too. He just looked like the average Bolshoi guy.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of these actors get their so they have a background in like either theater, like dance theater or like acrobatics and things like that.
Manox,
And-
if memory serves me correctly, Jean-Claude Van Damme, like he had a martial arts background, but like
He was a dancer.
he was a ballerina guy, and he trained hardcore for 6 months for like I forget which movie. It might have been.
I want to say it was Cyborg. He had did the move. He had went to the headquarters of the guys, Canon Films, and he caught what's his name? Yuri Geller, I think was the fella's name. He was
Again with Yuri Geller. We talked about Yuri Geller in relation to Kadabra from Pokemon.
No, I'm not Yuri. What's the guy? Yuri Geiger? Yuri Galger? Oh man, he's an Israeli fella from.
Yuri Gagarin? I'm kidding.
He's an Israeli fella who they made movies in Israel, then came to America and founded Canon Films and made the most badass movies in the 80s. And also some stinkers in there. Like they would make like 20 or 30 movies a year. If one of them was a hit, then they carry on for the next year doing more movies. And they had some movies that were huge successes. So they had like the breakdancing movie Breaking'. For whatever reason, that one blew up for them. They did some Stallone movies. The Over the Top was one of theirs. They were well known for the Chuck Norris movies, like Missing in Action. Those were theirs. Invasion USA, all those crazy like Lone Wolf McQuade. Some damn fine motion pictures. When I think about motion,
we're getting another one here. Gloom. It's Gloom time.
all right,
Nice.
gloomy.
I like Gloom's design. It just looks so.
I just like the word
know.
gloom.
Yeah.
Gloom's a great word.
How would you guys describe it? I don't know.
It's I would describe it as because they don't look happy, but they don't look sad.
What, Gloom? Gloom
yes,
looks sleepy
they have
to
a
me.
very gloomy look on their face.
Drooling. Oh yeah, maybe sleep. That would make sense, considering the moveset.
Well, I think that's their move. They do the sleep powder thing, but those fellas that did the Canon Films thing, the guy Van Damme had went to their head office, did the spin kick in front of the head of the president of the studio, and like
Oh, here's the Marowak.
stood on one foot, had his foot in front of the guy's face, and said, "I would like to be in your movie. I can do this." And the guy said, "Hire this guy, put him in a movie. We'll figure it out." Because Van Damme at that time, not a bad looking dude. He can do this crazy splits and things and did that spin kick and stood on one foot, and suddenly he's in the Cyborg movie, which was sort of a cobbled together movie from what was going to be the second He-Man movie. And that He-Man movie, the first one, just didn't. Canon Films isn't around for many reasons, and that He-Man movie might be the big one. The Superman movies they did were not good either. They kind of bungled that. I don't know how you bungle Superman. All you got to do is have a guy, and you had Christopher Reeve. You had the guy. All they had to do was have, all right, in this one he fights Brainiac, and this one he fights Mr. Mexelplix.
But you know what?
Well, they mess those things up because studios get involved and decide that even though there's a like an already conceived canon for these characters and a world that they've built, the regular audiences won't know those. So let's make it something that regular folks can
Yeah,
enjoy.
he didn't know that Spider-Man was a superhero. He thought he was like a man spider. Like stuff I heard him describing sounded like an insane movie because that was the James Cameron Spider-Man.
Oh, by the way, Martin K, I know what the movie is called now. You ready for this?
What's the movie?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's called In Order of Disappearance, and the original title is Crafty Dioten. Here, I'll send you the. I'll put the IMDb in the chat
A lot
for
of
everybody
great
to see.
foreign movies lately. Like the last 10, 15 years have been great for foreign movies. There was I want to say it was a Norwegian vampire flick. Was really good.
Well, this one. Do you know this one, Martin?
Let's see.
If memory serves you correctly, wasn't there also a movie where they were like, "Uh-oh, turns out trolls aren't a myth; they're fucking gigantic."
Yeah, we were talking about that one the other day too. The troll hunter. Yeah, this one's.
Yeah, I've seen it. I haven't seen the movie. I've seen about it. I basically haven't seen movies for the last 5-10 years.
Well, check this one out later and let me know what you think. I mean, as far as let's see.
All right, here's the one. It's called "Let the Right One In." Was the name of that vampire movie from 2008 Swedish
Oh, that's very good.
romantic
that's
horror
very good.
film.
That's very good.
Yeah, that's a dope movie.
You don't make many, but some are good. Swedish and Danish have way more culture.
There was a Spanish zombie movie that was really dope too. They did a couple of those. I only caught the first two, but I think it was called Wreck, like record, and it was like that sort of thing. We got something in the chat.
We have a question from Bruce Bachtrotter. What was Team Rocket's endgame? World domination, population control? What did Team Rocket want?
Money.
I think they wanted money.
It was money.
Pokemon.
But the one guy, the one guy was over the gym though, wasn't he?
Do you remember? Yeah.
Didn't they create Mewtwo?
But according to the theme that they would chant all the time, it sounded like they wanted to unite everyone through their own beliefs.
I think that was the
taking
American
their
dub,
Pokemon.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to find out what their goals really were.
Yeah. Well, it kind of reminds me, when Bruce says money to what end, it reminds me of that South African criminal guy. Do you remember the one that Louis Theroux interviewed? Malevin, his name was. I recommend everybody watching this after that, and he said, I am a criminal, I do crime. You remember that guy?
I mean, some guys just live their life that way, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a bad guy, I do bad shit.
Yeah, and he's like, but what can I do? I'm a criminal.
Right.
You know?
It's like the thing about the snake and the farmer. You know, the farmer is like, I'm not picking you up. Well, I'm a snake. You can pick me up. Pick me up. Come on. And the farmer says, well, if I pick you up, you're going to bite me. Oh, no, I won't bite you. You know, I'm a friendly snake. And, of course, the farmer picks him up, and the snake bites him. And when the farmer asks, why'd you bite me? I'm a snake. That's what I do. Like, that's, you know, he's made out of teeth. Like, you know, it's that sort of thing.
Oh, look at that Golbat, by the way. Holy moly.
That is a design.
Whatever that is on, I want some of that.
I like the Pokemon that start off as jabronis and then turn into something crazy like that.
Ladies and jerks, real quickly, Monoxus's computer just reset itself. So
Excellent.
So that's why he faded out of oblivion.
So Windows Update Day.
But Charlie, you were talking about foreign movies for the past 10, 15 years. Like, you know what?
There's some dope ones out there.
Two movies stood out to me like 2 decades ago that made me realize there was gold coming out from overseas. One was Old Boy, right?
Yeah.
And the other one, there's a movie called Tony Manero, which is basically this dude, this like little older than middle-aged dude in Chile who's obsessed with the character from Saturday Night Fever, like dresses like him, acts like him, mimics his dance moves.
I never heard of this one.
And he may or may not be a singer in Santiago, Chile. Like
there's a lot of great movies that just for whatever reason don't get publicity here. Like there's one that was really good. I want to say it was an Italian movie called Della Monte della Morte or The Cemetery Man. I would love to get Lev to watch that one because it's such there's a lot of themes in that one, brother, about life and rebirth and what's going on and what's real and what's a dream and what's fake. Because there's, it's a fun zombie movie where every day this guy has to kill the zombies in the cemetery he works in. But there's like it's got a weird sense of humor, and it's sort of there's a lot of European nudity in that.
Really?
I know how much you guys love the European nudity. I caught one yesterday. I watched, speaking of European flicks, it was a late period Hammer horror movie called Captain Kronos the Vampire Hunter. I just happened to stumble back because I had put it on the list on Hulu maybe 2 years ago and just happened to stumble through the menu and found where movies was. Oh my god, there's that Vampire Hunter movie I wanted to see 2 years ago. And I got so excited. I watched that Vampire Hunter movie, and it was a lot of laughs because it was a swashbuckling, like, a lot of sword fighting and salty dialogue and European nudity. And, like, the Hammer horror movies have a real vibe to them.
One of the ladies in the Hammer movies, I don't remember which movie in particular, but she is Virginia Weatherell, who you may remember from A Clockwork Orange. She was that lady who was just in her undies.
The one that was assaulted?
No. She was the one who was used as the model, like the test model, to test on Alex after he
the one
recovered.
At the end when he was cured all.
Oh yeah.
No, not the one at the very end, the one in the blue panties who went on stage, when Alex was on stage. Remember after the guy made Alex lick his shoe?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so she was also in Hammer things. She was also in episodes of Doctor Who.
Oh, and everyone grab your ankles at SummerSlam. Monoxus clawed his way back from the
Yeah.
That was unfortunate.
I bet Monoxus is a big Hammer horror guy.
Big what now?
The Hammer horror movies. The European horror movies. A lot of them were, like, I wouldn't say remake or a reboot of the Universal horror movies. But
Yeah.
They did Frankenstein, Dracula, Mummy. They did horror movies. That's what they're primarily known for.
Yes, I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah, the Christopher Lee Draculas are the ones everybody knows. Like, Christopher Lee as Dracula had some real drip. You want to talk about swagger.
Honestly, as far as horror movies go, I feel like I never really got into like the old school stuff. I was always a big 80s like horror fan.
So your Freddy Kruegers, your Jasons, your Alien.
Freddy's
what about
my favorite.
what about Blackula? What do you guys think of Blackula?
I'll tell you right now. I was getting ready to bring up Blackula, and I love Blackula. Blackula might be, and it's Blackula and Blackula Scream, two of the most fun movies anybody could ever put on and hang out and watch.
Well, it's on Netflix. It's on YouTube now. So, Julia, have you seen Blackula?
I've only seen the first one, but I loved it.
Yeah,
It was a lot of
great
fun.
movies. Yeah, because he's an African king who is betrayed by Count Dracula and becomes a vampire. And then when he's moved to America, was that the first one or was that the second one where he's moved to America?
First one.
Right, he's moved to America. The two very effeminate guys. And just what a crazy premise for a movie. And then he would go from being this most charming dude in the world to then they put the hair on his face and he has the fangs out and he becomes Blackula. Oh, and he's great. Like, that is, I don't know why they didn't make 10 of those. They should have made, there's another one called Blackenstein that's not as much
Did they
fun.
make any money? That's why they probably didn't make
Oh,
them.
Blackula made a ton of money. Everybody loved Blackula. There was a whole thing.
One of my favorite gags on The Simpsons is when, like,
Oh,
Homer
Blackula versus Black Dracula.
Right, and one of my favorite bits is because Blackula is a reference they pull in from time to time, and I think Homer was like watching movies that they show on like a lazy Sunday afternoon. It's like, we now return to our movie premiere of Blackula, Blackenstein, and the Blunt Flash of Border Plane.
Yeah. That all has to have come from a fellow by the name of Dana Gould, who was he was a writer for The Simpsons for many years. Then he became the executive producer for The Simpsons for a few years. Very fascinating guy. He's a huge monster guy in Planet of the Apes. He's that guy. He's still around, but he was married to the head of HBO for a while, and then I think he went through like a big divorce, and I don't know. Like you remember the episode about where they go? Who was it that adopted the Chinese kid in The Simpsons? Was it
Hold on.
was it one of the sisters?
Yes, I
They
forget
went
if
to
it was
China.
Patty or Selma. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So that was based off of what had really happened to Dana Gould. He actually really went to China with his wife, and they adopted a kid. Like that was a real experience that he had really had, and they brought it into The Simpsons. Like, why not?
You know, it is. See, but here's the thing that weirds me out about that episode. Even though it was already on the decline after the golden age, there were still some really, really clever gags. Like when Selma finally puts her foot down and she goes, "I too work for a faceless bureaucracy that only moves for its self-interest, so perhaps we have even ground. I work for the DMV," and the Chinese guy acquiesces, going, "Oh, she really does work for a faceless bureaucracy." Or like, there was one joke where like Homer's like, "Hey, if you guys are commie, how come you have rudimentary free markets?" And I'm like, that's a joke 3 economists and no one else will get.
Yeah, like in the Chinese people like sort of start talking one. Oh, what does he know?
Yeah. And then like, and at the end of the episode, like Bart is replaced with a Chinese spy, very obviously, and no one notices it. And
father.
And Homer like pats him on the head, and he's dancing alongside him.
Yeah. This is
So good.
Like, there's so many, because there's like this sort of thing hanging over The Simpsons where people are like, oh, anything after season 9 is no good. But it's like, no, it's not necessarily that. It's that the vibe changed. That was the problem.
Well, also the writer's strike kind of.
Well, there's a writer's change, like straight up. You know, it's we always bring up the Theseus ship. Of at what point is it still the same boat after you've changed the mast, the hull? The crew's not the same. It's all completely different. But is it still his ship?
I mean,
the Simpsons?
I think the only thing that still remains of the old guard is Matt Groening just signing off. So
yeah, he signs off, and the voice cast is mostly the same now. They've brought in a few new voices to do.
Although like
the racial characters on there, but I don't know.
Although you could legit hear the person doing Marge's voices, you could legit hear her slowly dying in the booth. Like she can't.
She does not sound good, does she?
However, you know, for what it's worth, a man called Jack brings up a good point, and where like yes, on one hand there is a changing of the guard. However, I tweeted about this 2 days ago, where like there was a guy in the writing staff called John Swartzwelder, all right, and he's probably the greatest living comedic writer of all time. And he was so prolific, like almost every critically acclaimed episode he wrote. And John Swartzwelder. And in fact, like when the show was on the air, people used to think John Swartzwelder was just a pen name of the writers when they all collaborated on something but didn't want credit. And it turns out, like, all right, David Cohen has a story where John Swartzwelder went on an hour-long tirade on how there's more Amazon rainforest now than there was 100 years ago, yet he's the same guy who wrote all the episodes when Lisa was doing environmental stuff. Like,
He wrote Life in the Fast Lane. I love that episode. That's the one. This is so great that we're talking about this because I've been rewatching the first 6 seasons of The Simpsons.
Lev, are you a big Simpsons guy?
I do like The Simpsons, but there is another thing that I want to say, which is I have to put a hard stop on these episodes today at, like right now it's 8:30. I wanted it to go on for actually a shorter amount of time, for 2 hours this time around, just because I do have to get going, but I want to continue this conversation later on. I would love to expand more about The Simpsons. I like certain elements of The Simpsons. I like certain episodes, especially, you know, like that sweet spot of the seasons that a lot of people like. But right now, we're going to have to stop it over here with this fisherman battle. This is going to be the end of the stream, everybody. And I just want to thank you so much, everybody who is here. I want to thank Monoxus. I want to thank Mass Bastard.
Yeah.
I want to hold on one second. I got to save the game. If I don't save the game, I'm going to regret it. Okay.
Saved.
Yes. I want to thank Stain Haynes, 718TV, Monoxus, Charles Khan, aka Mass Bastard, Martin K, and of course the great Julie Altabef, a man called Jack. Thank you guys so much for being here. Is there anything you would like to plug before we go?
I do Twitch streams every Friday where I play Dungeons and Dragons, and I post memes every day on my Twitter. So that's twitch.tv/CharlesCon, and then on Twitter I am the masked_bastard.
And here is the Twitter. And how about Monoxus? What would you like to plug?
Well, I stream on Twitch alongside my buddy Stained Haynes. We have a YouTube channel. You can find us on Twitch at Monoxus. Same thing on my Twitter handle. 718TV is on YouTube. That is also Mr. Stained Haynes. And after you're done following and subscribing to us, follow and subscribe to Lev and give Lev your money.
Money.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
I want to
that.
say invest in
Invest
Lev
in
to get me
Lev.
through my night shift. Please.
Thank you so much. And Stain Haynes, anything from you, brother?
Oh, we got to let a man called Jack step up to the plate and tell
Yes,
people
a man called Jack.
where to find her newsletter or his newsletter. I don't know a man called Jack's pronouns. Don't sick the Gestapo on me. Just take it away,
Haynes,
Jack.
It's right there.
I actually really appreciate that. My pronouns are he and him. I have a Twitch that is just a man called Jack. That's one word. And I'm actually going to go live after this live stream to defeat the Elite Four in Emerald if you want to.
Excellent.
A man called Jack. Do you have a Twitter handle?
I do. It's just as the fawn. Spelled as the fawn. No spacing, no underscores.
ASTHEFA WN.
Yes, I appreciate that because there are two different spellings of fawn, but no, it is like the small deer.
Okay, all right. So, ladies and jerks, as a man called Jack is broadcasting from a shoebox in the middle of the road, you can find this charming rapscallion at As the Fawn on Twitter. And I would like to remind ladies and jerks that you got to give Lev your money so we can all collectively invest in Lev spiritually.
Exactly.
And
That's the only way. That's the only way I can keep doing this Pokemon stream. You got to pay me. Anyway, guys, this is the end. I really appreciate everybody being here. By the way, wait, Julia, how do you write your Twitter down?
Oh, it's As the Fawn, one word altogether. So ASTHE.
Oh, here we go. I found it. Excellent.
Oh, and just real quickly, Martin K. Has to shill his unique brand of Tyr, Loki, and why not we go with Thor brand sweatpants? All right.
I'm just at Fyodor108 at Twitter, and I have nothing to chill, basically.
Here we go.
Ladies and jerks, subscribe to 718 TV. Follow Monoxus on Twitch.
Forests.
718 TV. Everybody subscribe to 718 TV as well on Twitter.
Charles
Well, you
Con,
don't really
mass
subscribe.
bastard. Charles Con, mass bastard. Charles Con, mass bastard.
Saving the best for last.
You
Mass
know what-
bastard.
You know what
Here we
rhymes
go.
with Charles Con Masked Bastard? Charles Con Masked Bastard.
Yeah, it's like the
Here we
Macho
go.
Man Randy Savage. You got to say it all at once.
Exactamundo. Telemundo. Okay, we are at the end of the stream over here. I'm gonna stop the stream right now. I want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm gonna be doing more. I'm definitely gonna be doing art streams. The art streams I'm gonna keep doing because I gotta draw. I gotta make all the NFTs, and I really appreciate all of you watching. Next time, if you want me to keep doing this, put your money where your eyes are. And anyway, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Good night, everybody.
Buenas noches.
Hi.